That used to be my favorite part about working at Best Buy because I used to get their 100-pack of batteries for like 11.
Yeah, because we got that like cost plus 5% discount or whatever.
Yeah, and then I finally ran out of batteries like 2 years after that.
That did not block any of that.
Nope. Not at all.
God.
Did you hear that?
That was like we were inside your mouth.
Yeah.
I thought this would make it go away, but
no.
Oh, because I'm not on the mix.
You're not on the mixer.
Does that mean no reverb voice today?
No reverb today.
Voice. I'm not adding this in post either.
This week on Talking Without Thinking, we have What the News. We're going to be recapping the worst music trends of 2022. We're going to give you our New Year's resolutions and goals that we have going into the next year. And we're going to close everything out with who or what is having the best week of the week. So let's go ahead and get this episode started. Welcome to Talking Without Thinking with your hosts, Jared, Jason, Stevie, and me, Scott. One day I'm gonna put together like a video intro for all that, and it's gonna be so dope. One day, or I'll just hire someone to do it.
I love how you always say your name and you're like, Scott.
I'm just trying to tail it out, you know? Yeah, I'm trying to tail it out.
You need like a background audience cheer, like.
I mean, I can do that. I could do this.
That's. Thank you so much. I mean, too kind.
You're welcome.
Before this episode started, audience, I was taking all kinds of audio L's. And, it turns out I bought some shitty XLR cables. And right before I logged in for this podcast, I thought maybe I should have actually recorded something with the XLR cables to let me know if they were good or not. But I was like, I had supreme audio confidence in that moment. And
you got here first.
No.
You were like, no, we're going to have a good podcast.
Yeah, instead you gave us passive aggressive shit for being here late, you know?
Well, I always assume everybody's in a different room than me, but I always just.
I mean, we are in different rooms.
We are in different rooms, but like this room is always the room. We're always in the same room. The link's always the same.
That's what I was trying to say. Okay, that's what I thought because I bookmarked the thing in my little computer here, but
yeah, it's here, man. It's here.
We're back once again.
So yeah, episode 97. We're inching ever so close to 100. This is the last one of 2022.
It is.
Man, this year flew by for the podcast.
It sure did, even though we've only been doing it since what?
October.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's been flying by in general.
Together for me.
3-month anniversary, I guess.
It's the nature of them being weekly. I find like he's kind of. If they're always weekly, they always just blur together for me. Like we could have been here for 1,000 years at this point, and I would have believed you. But I guess it's just been since October.
Yeah,
it really has.
It's the 8th one that I've done. So, I mean, that's 2 months right there.
Is this the biggest difference?
I think I'm going to get my first star as a podcaster soon from the podcast, organization.
No,
whatever
you got to go a whole year. You got to go a year. You don't get one for 6 months. It's not like Alcoholics Anonymous. You got to put.
This is your.
You don't get a coin.
I think this is your 8th episode, Stevie. This is your 9th one. Your 9th. No, your 9th. We've already done 8.
90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. You're right. It's that many.
Yep.
That
Scott,
many.
Go ahead and hit that button again.
Thank you.
Hit that button.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy and everybody that stuck with me through this journey. And,
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Don't be
commercial break.
Don't be Christopher Judge at the Game Awards.
Yeah, for real. So real quick, before we start and like jump into things, I want to give a quick shout out. Stevie and I were guested on another couple of podcasts. One called Chaotically Intolerant, and I guested on that one, and Stevie guested on Gridiron Chaos over the past couple of weeks. So be sure to go check those podcasts out. The dude that runs them is super cool. We had a blast on there.
Yeah, Alex
so make
is,
sure to give them a like, give them a follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So Chaotically Intolerant and Gridiron Chaos. The dude loves the word chaos or versions of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So-
chaos.
Alex is a good
Chaos.
lad though, man. He really loves football.
He is a good lad. He's quite a good lad. Yeah, he's a huge football fan. So yeah, make sure you check that out. So what's been going on, guys?
Hold on. Before we get started,
Holding.
I want to give Jason his metaphorical cookie that I promised him for being correct on the location of one of our news spots. It
Let's
was
go.
Japan.
Let's go.
Oh,
'Cause here's-
what was that?
here's
Which one was
how-
it from last week?
We were talking about the 35 girlfriends for Japan, but then
Mhm.
when we talked about the guy who kept calling the cops and yelling at them, they were both in Japan. And Scott and I tried to correct him, saying it was China, and I will apologize to Jason.
Well, here
I
you
won't.
want to know. You want to know how I knew it was Japan. You know how I knew it was Japan and not China, right?
I don't know. Is it a
It's
racist
just-
answer?
No,
Don't be
it's
racist.
just more of a
Okay.
it's more of a news story answer. I was just
Don't
gonna
get
say
us
it's because if you call 2,000 like times for the cops in China, they just put you back in the COVID camps. Holy moly! Like,
Oh yeah. Plus, if you look at our notes, it says old businessman in Japan was arrested for calling the police.
But we don't keep our Discord up when we're talking to
Oh.
each other.
Well, I'm just
I-
saying.
I-
like,
I keep our screen going so I know whose blue box is blue.
Yeah,
I
that's
think my
true.
computer would crash probably. Wait, is it blue for you
Don't
or
do it.
purple?
It's
Wait,
like a
so-
bluish
It's
tint.
indigo.
both
Ooh.
Jared and Jason, you guys are only using one screen.
Yeah, I only
I
have
use a
single
laptop
monitor.
because I don't work from home.
Oh.
Bingo.
Well, I mean, I
I've-
wasn't trying to put you on the
Listen.
cross or anything.
No,
I was just
you were
wondering.
computer shaming me.
Technically, I'm just using one screen too. It's just real big.
Fucking huge. And I primarily just work from a laptop because if I don't have if I can sit, we've been over this before. If I can sit on the ground all day, I don't work all day at this job. But if I sit at the ground all day, I'm a happy guy because it means I'm sitting in a chair. So, I only have one screen. My thing about having multiple monitors, be it for job or just personal use, is you always just you always end up staring at the center of the two screens, which is just like a line border. That's why I think Scott does it right, and this is what I would do, where he has a giant curved screen. A technology that never really found its footing in the beginning, but if you do curved screens for me, with monitor setups are great. Gaming, I don't know. But if you just have a single use monitor,
It's great for
I think it's
gaming
a good
too.
idea.
Well, see, for
I was,
mine,
I was playing
mean,
Fart Night this week, and it was huge.
Fart Night. There it is.
Mega Fart
Get-
A little
Night.
Getting
early
that
in this
Mr. Beast money.
podcast. Yeah, I was playing Fart Night with you, actually.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say about having, two monitors is, I have mine angled. You have to because, what are you, some kind of madman with two flat
What do you mean?
monitors in front of you?
Like
what do you
straight
mean
in front of
by
you.
angled? Well,
You
even
gotta
no
put-
matter what,
you gotta give him
Puts himself in the
angle.
corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no matter what,
basically,
they're
if
basically.
the desk is like this, the screens are like this, tilted inward. You
Well,
see what
I'm not
saying?
talking about.
right. You got to give him that 45 degree, which is more like
That's
a
the-
30 degree, I guess.
Yeah.
This is the poor man curved
25.
monitor. That's fine. What I'm saying is that when you have two monitors, they always just meet right in the middle, and you're just staring at the fucking middle of the two screens all the time, or the corner. It drives me completely
Yeah.
Such
insane.
wasted space.
Well,
That's
now-
why I just got one big ass one.
Now
Yeah,
that I've
just all
mounted,
connected.
now that I got a TV mounted above my office screens, I basically look at that most of the day. I
I
basically
can't look
do
up
this.
for more than 30 seconds though.
I do this all day. I look up at
Like-
whatever I'm watching on TV, and then I look over here, and I look over here. That's all I do all day.
You
I
get a
can't
lot
really
of
turn my
neck action.
neck,
You
though,
probably have like
generally.
Too much
the
like
stiffest
driving.
neck ever.
No, my neck's fine.
Huge neck muscles.
Thank you,
Oh my
man.
god.
Hello,
Thanks, Siri.
Siri's like,
Close
oh, you
to
want me to
special
look up
guest.
those big necks for you again, sir?
Big necks. Whew. Things got weird. Siri
I
got
can't-
weird
Go ahead
real
and
fast.
delete that search history.
Big old veiny
I
necks.
try. I don't. If
Awkward.
there's something you might notice about me. There's not a lot of me going hi. There's a lot of me going, hi, because I can't really turn my neck for very long periods of time. I've always had a fucked up neck. Jiu-jitsu did not help it, but yeah, I can't really I can't turn my. So there's a lot of me just like looking directly at people, like, hi, how's it going?
I don't know why you saying that was funny, but like it just made me laugh.
I don't know.
You're like, I can't turn my neck.
I can't turn my neck really.
Back in my day.
So
It's fine.
both of you guys found yourself at the same show this past weekend, huh?
Yeah. It was
At the
pretty sweet,
Rooster.
man. The Rooster is a
I thought
awesome
I thought
place.
Jared
No.
Jared and Steven went to a wrestling show, and I was completely out of the loop on this one.
No.
Why would
But
you
then I was
think
like, oh
that?
yeah, I did see. I could see it in my head like you guys met up to go to a wrestling event on like a Sunday. But then I was like, oh yeah, Steve and I did go to the Rooster in downtown Gastonia to see a show, and I completely forgot about it until just now. Nothing personal.
I had a great time.
I just totally forgot about it. It was a great
It was
show.
actually
A lot of fun.
This is the first time that I was in a car in like 3 weeks going to that show.
And it was the smallest car possibly ever sold in the past 10 years.
So that was me getting picked up by my best friend, yeah. But that car, despite
it was a Scion IQ.
Yeah, but I tell you what
small.
though, despite how small it is, because it's a little bit bigger than a smart car, it's the most roomiest car that I've ever been in.
I believe
Like
it.
no,
I really
no
do.
shit. No shit.
Are there back seats or is it just
Yeah.
front seats?
Yeah, it's got a back seat.
Oh, were there?
Dude, one time with me, mind you, we got 5 people in that car.
Yeah, I believe it.
And it was
unironically,
it was an
like
experience.
Scions were my favorite cars ever made. XBs were really tight. I love them to death, but
Oh, yeah.
Used to
But
own an
anyway,
XB. It
this
got
isn't
wrecked.
fucking car talk. We should talk about the show. Probably.
but
Yeah,
the show was good.
I don't care about cars.
I don't care about talking about cars, though I do like cars. I'll say this. It was a good show, but it contained one of the most awkward sound checks I've ever seen in my entire life.
More
No
awkward
diss
than
to-
your sound checks?
Are you talking
Just
about when
tap
the
on microphone?
Are you talking about whenever
Oh.
they were checking the mic for the female singer and she was just sitting there like going, or at least that's what it sounded like?
I'm gonna back up the bands on this one and say like the sound guy there, he kind of inspired me to think maybe I should get into live sound because he was struggle busting hard. Like he was just like he did not really know how to interact with people at all, which is kind of important for when you're talking to bands. Now I'll admit the lady like also didn't know how to do a vocal mic check. It's like she had just come to planet Earth and had to do it on the spot, but it was just like there was a moment. And I know it wasn't the band's fault because the band was really good. Shouts out to Stormwatchers, Charlotte band. They get a shout out. They're pretty good.
That's
but like
that's
I
a
just,
different
like,
band than what I was referring to.
Yeah. The second band, they're pretty cool. But the first band was really good. And so was the headliner. But anyway, just the most beautifully awkward sound check I've ever seen in my entire life. It felt like a performance piece almost. I was just watching this guy like awkwardly walk up and say, excuse me, can you cut your amplifier down? Can you cut your amplifier down? And they'd be like, shh. And it taught me like a lot about live sound just by way of watching, like, I don't know. He's an awkward fellow.
Yeah,
I hope he never hears this podcast, but
I missed the first band because I had to work. So I got there at the beginning of the second one and they sounded okay. One thing I'd say though is like they were like a punk rock band with a female lead singer, and every single song had damn near the same drum beat. And I didn't understand not one word that she said. However, I have seen her old band and they were really good. They were called Love Sucker. So I'm not saying she's a bad singer.
Oh, I think I know them.
Yeah. Well, it's just her and then like a bunch of other people that I didn't recognize. But yeah, they I would have picked something different to do. But
see, for me, whenever I get bored with a band, I always just default to watching the drummer because they're always the most interesting person in the band to watch. Because I can never get enough of watching people hit stuff in rhythm. It's just funny to me. They're like the whole time. Like,
but yeah, it just really felt like
good.
I mean, they played for like 40 minutes, but it really felt like I listened to
lot.
the same song for 40 minutes. Because it literally was the same drum beat and, lots of power chords through the whole song, which is pretty simple to play for those that don't actually play an instrument listening to the podcast right now. But I've heard worse bands by far, but I mean, they were okay. However,
But you know who?
What were we going to say?
Oh, no, continue. Sorry.
I was just going to say, like, Witch Motel, which was the headliner, was awesome. They nailed it.
They're so good. They're good. They're my favorite band. They're my favorite local band.
Jason's
that my friends are in. I'm not in the band, so I don't think I can be biased in this one.
You can
I don't
be
have
biased.
really a
You're roommates
stake
with
in
the
it.
lead singer.
That's true.
Well,
no,
no,
not the
best
singer.
friend.
He's
Zach
the
isn't the
guitar
lead
player.
singer.
Oh, is he not? Oh,
That's kind of. I know what you mean by that in terms of like. I'm gonna tell Zach you said that actually. It's really funny, but there's a really, really unique band. I would say they kind of like inhabit the best of like Gastonia rock ethos, which is sort of like you see in a Skinwalker, like kind of jammed up on meth on like far corners, but it being kind of poetic. That'd be kind of how I would describe it.
I want you to write it down like that so we can send it to the newspaper.
I can't.
I think that's their elevator pitch. We're kind of like a Skinwalker jammed up on meth from Gastonia.
Yeah,
Gastonia. Gastonia
Mythical
being the
land.
city,
slang term for Gastonia.
the city that this local show took place, and where a few of us.
Gastonia.
Yeah, in the venue's great, and the guy that runs it, Michael, he's a really cool guy, and I hope he does hear this about him, because I want to say about Michael that I should take a step back and say there's two kinds of people I've met in life that start businesses. One is people with coke habits, and the other one is people without coke habits. And for sure, Michael is in group B in terms of being like a very solid individual who is just crazy enough to make it work. And I hope him the best of all things. He is definitely not option A, which I've also known a lot.
Do you mean
of
like music businesses?
No,
Well,
businesses
just
in
having
general, including businesses I've worked for
a
in
local social
previous
gathering.
times. No,
I love that venue.
The business in question has nothing to do with the drug habit of the owner. It's just I'm saying that I have worked for both kinds of businesses, and I can just tell when somebody's just like a solid person with a dream who's just crazy enough to do it. Michael is much more in the ballpark of like a Field of Dreams kind of guy. You know, it's sort of like he's just really cool.
Yeah, and
That's
it's really sweet that like now our city has their own version of like the Milestone, which is like a bigger. Well, it's bigger, but it's not like massive. Venue that's in Charlotte. But one thing I would say about the show though is like we were both there and we talked to each other for like a total of like a minute and 30 seconds.
Pause. No. You talked to me for like a minute and you ran off. That's your thing, Steven. I would have gladly talked to you all night. But you dipped out like a double round.
Oh,
and I was like, all right, bye, Steven. Like you showed up at the very end.
I'm getting a different story now. I'm getting a different story now.
Let's tell it like it is, bud. Like, you know me, I am both antisocial and very social at the same time, in the sense of like oftentimes I do this for fun in work environments where I won't say shit until someone like someone can't take the awkward tension enough and they say something back to me. But at the same time, you know, I'm a pretty sociable person. I saw Steven. I was surprised to see him, shocked almost, and then I was like, and they just walked off and I don't know what the fuck he did. And I went over like did something else equally awkward. I'm sure I was
Stevie
like,
big timed you. Stevie big timed you.
I had to.
He got his first start
Live
for
your
podcasting,
life.
so he's not going to talk to his own co-host.
yeah.
Look, I meant no disrespect, man. There's a lot of people there that I hadn't seen in person in a while, and so I had to make the rounds. And then by the time I got done, the band started, and it was so fucking loud in there. There's no way that I was going to be able to have a proper conversation with you without spitting in your ear, basically. And then,
which I absolutely hate when people do that.
And then after the show, I couldn't find you until it was time for me to get picked up by my best friend. And I go outside, and then you're like, "Hey man, how's it going? How do you are you having fun on the podcast?" And like I see my best friends,
I didn't know what else to say.
My best friend's like pulling up, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm sorry that I didn't talk to you that much, but I gotta go now, so I can't now." But yes, I love it.
I don't stick in one place very long either. So
Jason, are you one of those people that talks about work outside of work at social gatherings? Because that's what it sounded like with Stevie when you asked him how he was feeling about the podcast.
I did kind of feel like we maybe needed it. I wondered if we needed to have like a podcast debrief outside of the podcast, which is sometimes required, an off-air discussion of a podcast if you're within a podcast.
True.
But
true.
no.
A
Yeah, it
debrief.
was really loud. Occult Fracture, the second band, was legitimately one of the loudest bands I've ever heard. Shouts out to Eargasm, earbud things. I get the little earbud doodads that keep my little ears safe.
Earbud doodads.
Yeah, see,
By
and
Jay-Z.
that's also another big issue
By
with
Mattel.
local shows is the bands always feel like they need to be way too loud for where they're playing. So you can't hear any vocals and it just like sucks. Because I mean, they have like full speakers set up at that place. And these dudes are on stage with their humongous amplifiers and they're instead of relying on the sound guy to mix them well, they just crank their shit up.
Well, that's the problem. See, there's two problems there. One, you're dealing with musicians that are very inexperienced and don't know how the fuck to run sound and don't know that less is more. And two, you're probably dealing with a sound guy that's very passive, doesn't really want to tell them, hey, if you guys turn your amps down, then I can mix your vocals so people can actually hear what the fuck you're singing.
There's only
like that. It always happens at every local show. That it's just local bands in general. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They have no idea about stage volume.
And
it's just like be loud.
What's crazy about that too is when I was in my band and we played a lot of local shows, there was only one venue that was ballsy enough to actually control the sound, and that was the Evening Muse. So big props to them for actually wanting to put out a sound that's actually worth a damn.
They're like a pro venue though. They get actual like touring artists and shit. I mean, they're small,
and
but
Milestone's
they bring in
good
touring
too.
artists that are good.
Milestone's good too. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
true story.
A lot of places they don't even have PA systems for you to play.
Now, once again, I feel like our sound guy at this venue felt like he might have gotten stabbed if he would have said anything too much. But I feel like, you know, when it comes to like live sound, I think I realized that, you know, if the band on stage is super loud, just take them out of the speakers entirely and just like kind of like redivert the house system to the vocals.
Do they mic the amps there?
Oh
yes. Yeah, they had everything going through the PA.
There's no excuse then. There's no excuse. It's just the amps, the stage volume being too loud.
Oh yeah, it's just like, but like, I mean, Scott, you know, as I know, most musicians are fucking idiots.
We've lost you.
Oh, I got this turn the thing up real loud. Dun 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 dun. And it's like, I'm a rock musician now. I'm like, motherfucker, turn it down.
I ran into that a lot too, man. Because I remember we used to play with some bands that were actually kind of like, I would say they're like on their way to being like hometown heroes or whatever. And I noticed, no. But I would notice that when they played live, it wasn't like overbearingly loud, and I was like, you know what, they're making sense because like I can totally hear everything the singer is saying. So I tried to like implement that with my band, and then I just got vetoed. They were like, nah, man, we need to be louder than fuck. And I was like, okay, fine. I mean, shit. I mean, damn. I mean, hell.
To kind of bring it back around to the audience members, the next time you're at a show, like a music show, rock show, I guess, because there's usually amplifiers involved, try to make a mental note of, is the band really loud to the point where it feels like that the sound system that's accompanying them is completely useless? And you can kind of like wrap your head around what we're talking about. Because I myself, I don't think even until recently I really noticed like that big of a change in like how venues sound. But you'll start to notice, and then once you kind of put that one together, you start to equate that probably the worse the band, the louder the band, and vice versa. Because in the case of like Witch Motel, one of my favorite bands, as I've said, perfect stage volume. Perfect. Sing. And then everything was, the sound system was all good. And that's really it. But
like you could literally be like, I'm only going to pay attention to the bass guitar. And then you could single it out and hear every single note that he was hitting on the bass. And you could do that for every instrument and voice.
If you go to a rock show and you pay attention to the bass, you deserve a star to begin with. So you give yourself a star, audience member. Take that star. Because I mean, you know what a bass is? You can tell what the bass is?
Put some bass in your face.
All right, let's move on to do some news, shall we? So we're going to wake Jared back up?
Yeah, sorry about that. We started talking about shit we have a lot of passion for, and we got caught up.
So caught up. All right,
I'm passionate about shit talking. That's all I got.
Perfect transition. All right, this week on What the News, we got some good ones for us to look at. First, we got a A 2-year-old Ugandan boy was swallowed whole and spit out by a rogue hippopotamus. The young boy was playing alone lakeside in the town of Katwe Kabatoro before being snatched by the animal. Before the hippo was able to digest the child, a quick-thinking bystander hurled rocks at the animal, hurled as in threw, caused it to vomit the boy back up. The child was rushed to the local hospital and treated for his injuries, and he lived.
He beat hungry hippos. Like he won the game.
He beat it.
Wow.
He became the ball, but then it got, and then he got hit. The hippo got hit by another ball, and it knocked the kid out. It was amazing.
Like, damn,
Kudos to them, man.
Kudos to him.
2-year-old.
Look at that boy.
2-year-old.
Yeah.
Not 2 years old, but 2-year-old.
Eaten by a hippopotamus.
Hippos will eat anything.
It's crazy. Like, it's a good thing hippos don't have like a lot of teeth. I guess
they
is
considered
really
like
what
one of the most dangerous mammals.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
They eat the most
dangerous.
people in Africa, if I recall. They munch and but Scott's right. They don't have a lot of. Scott's right. They don't have a lot of teeth. They're mostly like a jaw power animal. That's insane, though. Could you imagine, like, man, that kid's gonna feel invincible for the rest of his life? It's like, what can you do to me?
Yeah, you can't punish that child.
No,
they'd be like, "Yo, I got eaten by a hippo."
Fuck you.
I hope he gets a badass like tribal tattoo for that, because that sounds like a tribal tattoo right there.
It's like, come at me, bro.
Do you think that tribes refer to their tattoos as tribal tattoos? That's a good question, actually.
Probably
because
not.
we know what a tribal tat is, but I don't feel like
is this woke thoughts already?
They're just tattoos then.
They're just tattoos that are usually way cooler than tribal tattoos.
Just tattoos.
Does anyone have any good stories? Does anybody have any good stories about like people doing dumb shit that you've seen and they have tribal tattoos and you just think like that feels about right for the tribal tattoo situation? I feel like Scott's got
just
one.
about every one of them.
Yeah, I feel like they're just living their life.
They've pretty much conquered Gold's Gym at this point.
R.I.P. Gold's Gym. Yeah, like I was just thinking about that. Not to digress.
Tribal tattoos. All right. Well, our second news story. You got something else?
Oh, I was just gonna say like how you were talking about, dude. The tribes refer to it as tribal tattoos. Is like, well, when he read that news article, they referred to it as a Ugandan 2-year-old boy. Whereas in Uganda, if they have a newspaper, they probably just said 2-year-old boy. You know, so it's all subjective. Just to answer your question,
if you're a part of it, it's just
it's just a 2-year-old guy.
It's just a boy. Yeah.
Why isn't every guy with tribal tattoos look so greasy?
Just their style.
Like in this area, like there's a certain category of Southern man who is just like, I like to call him like naturally greasy. I don't know why he's just naturally greasy, but he's just naturally greasy. He's usually like 5'8". He usually talks a lot about this right here. It's kind of this kind of accent about there. It's got a Race Hell Praise Dale shirt on.
It might have something to do with the lip of dip that they got in their mouth.
Wait,
making them
are you
sweaty.
calling out Jared right now?
No. Shout out to the hat. No, I just mean more like. You guys are all. I mean, you guys like.
Is that 3 already? 3 shout-outs already?
Yeah. I'm feeling very shouty outy today. But like, I mean, you guys are Yankees, but you've been here long enough. I'm sure you've seen the greasy Southern man too. Like he's just out there.
The guy.
You see him at gas
I don't call them greasy Southern man. I just call them Southern man.
But
there's a lot of different. There's a lot of different flavors. You know, I myself being one. I'm not sure. I guess I'm the one who wears sweat. I'm the sweater Southern man. But there's just the greasy Southern man. He usually has like a white shirt on. He always has a ball cap on too. That's why I mentioned the hat. But just
are you literally describing every country singer ever?
Blue jeans, no socks, flip flops on.
Kind of.
Shit.
You kind of.
Jason Aldean, though, is an example of a greasy Southern dude.
He's
the best one I can think of. But he's the best one I can think of. I just want you all to keep your eye out because now, especially like Scott, you're moving back to where you're moving to. I just want you to keep an eye out for like the greasy Southern man because you're gonna see him walking into a gas station. And you're gonna think about, fuck, it's the greasy Southern man. It's not like he's fucking like lathered up in Vaseline. It's just he has like a slight grease about his existence, and it's like, why? Where did this come from? Is it from the dip? I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking, man. It has to be because nicotine, nicotine in large doses will make you sweat. So I think maybe you're seeing sweaty Southern men instead of greasy.
I think that's a fair take, especially if you're dipping. They're forgiven all
not
the
to
time.
digress.
A lot of them were car mechanics. There's a lot of oil
That's what we
involved
do.
in that. So
We just
And,
digress.
To the greasy Southern man, live your best
Still
life. It's just
digressing.
funny like I see him. That's all I got.
greasy Southern man.
For now.
Now I know what I'm going to be
That's
for
it.
Halloween next year,
Got to wear a white cap.
and not shower for 4 days.
All right, our next news story comes to us from Berlin. The world's largest cylindrical aquarium tank, the Aquadome, collapsed and sent 264,000 gallons of water, debris, and tropical fish into the streets of Berlin.
This sucks.
I thought you were going to say 264 people got sent into the ocean. So I'm glad that it went the way you said.
no.
Well, technically, they could have, because
Yeah.
it was basically the ocean that spilled out into the middle of Berlin.
How much water
1,500
constitutes the
fish.
ocean?
1,500 fish, man. That's a lot of fish.
They all died. Did they think they had a really nice cookout? Like, you got to do something with them at that
You don't
point.
eat tropical fish, do you?
Yeah, tropical fish aren't really like edible.
They're
Like,
not
are you
all
going to eat a
tilapia.
goldfish?
They all died?
None of them are tilapia. Yeah, they all died, I think.
Oh,
They all died.
man.
I mean, I feel like out of all those fish, some of them are probably edible to some level.
So what
might as
happened
well-
that made it explode?
What happened exactly?
Water pressure?
I don't know.
Architecture?
They never
Somebody-
gave us
could be-
that part. They just said it happened.
Was it
Oh,
malicious?
Yeah,
okay.
it's just
Further investigation required.
further investigation. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find out.
Somebody in
I'm
Germany
going to say it
is
was
in trouble.
possibly malicious, though.
There is video of it, but I'm not going to show it because it'll ruin our audio.
You know how
Riverside.
you know how stupid you'd have
Piece
to
of
be
shit.
to fuck up a aquarium? Just
Yeah,
like
for real.
standing there, and then all of a sudden
I hope somebody
Boom.
didn't
you
intentionally
black
destroy.
out from wind or water pressure.
I love aquariums. If I had like Elon Musk money, I would just spend it all on like a fancy aquarium. That's the only real like wealthy thing I could see myself ever possibly owning. I don't really care about much else, but
I would
having a
just want a
big-
flock of penguins.
Yeah, it says it just exploded suddenly.
Shit, if I had Musk money, I would just buy a house with a pool, man.
I'd
that'd
buy
I
be
mean,
Twitter.
I could have a
good enough for
pool,
me.
but I love me a fancy aquarium. Oh yeah, it's fun.
You know, I haven't been to an aquarium since I was like 3 years old, and I've been wanting to go. But
I've
like,
always wanted to go.
nobody
to
ever
the
wants to
one
go to
in
the
Atlanta.
aquarium. Hell, I just want to go to the museum.
I like the
That's so
aquariums.
fun.
Go there after
Okay,
dark
fun.
that's when things really come alive.
So not all of the fish died. There were
Nice.
about 100 or so that were able to be saved.
Holy
but
shit!
the
That's a
the
tough fish.
aquarium was 55 feet high and 38
Jesus.
feet wide. Effing huge.
I feel
I'm
like
not
it's not
good.
structurally sound to be that big and just hold water and fish.
Apparently
If
not.
I wasn't thick enough.
No, it definitely wasn't thick enough.
How many
It's
gallons of
HICC.
water is that? I can't do.
It said
I can do
264,000.
That's a lot of water.
It is a lot of
Damn,
water.
dude.
Yeah,
It's so
I mean,
much water.
That sucks. I love
It
you
does.
you're really testing the quality and strength of glass at that point. You know what I
Especially
mean?
outside in Berlin.
Why couldn't they just split it? You know what I mean?
Or use like
Separate it a
ceramics
little
or
bit.
something.
Who fucked
Yeah,
this up?
especially like a single piece.
It had to have
Yeah,
been
I hope-
intentional.
I hope not. That's some Carmen San Diego shit. That's fucking terrible.
Well, I just don't want to blame architecture, you know, because those guys are smart. I feel like they would have thought
know.
that through. It's not like, you know, Monday you figure out you want a big ass aquarium, and by Wednesday you're writing it down. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, you know, and then
I
start building it
definitely-
on Friday. It's not something that takes a week to like go through.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this video afterwards.
And it's
Maybe
not
The
the
video
fish,
does
right?
exist.
Like the aquarium's
the
probably
fish
been
just-
a while been around for a while.
Maybe the fish just wanted out. Have you thought
Maybe
about
it's just
that?
a mass jailbreak.
Yeah,
They
on.
just
It's
all
like-
wanted out at
it's
the
like-
same time.
Maybe it's a
It's like-
work to get Berlin
it's like
back on the map.
It's the aquatic version of that Thin Lizzy song, but like maybe it's just like a DreamWorks movie gone wrong, kind of. I guess he's being a DreamWorks movie, but the twist ending is that all the fish die because they try to get out and there's nowhere to go because they have to have water, but they don't know this because all they've ever known is water.
I mean, fish are
So
kind
they
of
try to break down the dime.
They aren't like the
Yeah, see,
smartest of.
if the architect thought through the aquarium like you thought through that movie plot, then I could understand why it broke.
True.
No offense.
This feels like a DreamWorks movie. actually.
Yeah, it's actually Finding Nemo.
3.
They found Nemo was found. Yeah, Finding Nemo 3. And this isn't the Finding
R.I.P. to
Dory
all those
bullshit.
fish, man. They were just trying to be fishes and fish around.
I wonder, like, does it say what the hunter fish were that survive? Like, are these just like tough fish?
Yeah, can we
Those are
write
clearly
them
the
a
toughest
letter?
fish. Or maybe they
Neither-
just like landed. Maybe they're like the hunter fish randomly landed in someone's like water cup, like that was sitting outside, or like maybe they
Or,
fell
like,
into another
never know,
section
man.
of water.
People heard this massive explosion, realized what was going on, and saw the fish and saved them by like picking them up in bags of water or something.
like chuck them into a toilet and put a "Don't flush" sign on it. I mean, that's possible. But is it saltwater or fresh-water?
It was tropical fish, probably saltwater solution.
I was
Shit,
about
you're
to say,
right.
I couldn't imagine someone being like in a street where all this happened and being like, dude, grab that motherfucking fish and take him to the loo. Let's throw him in
Me?
the toilet.
I would do that.
Not the
Dude,
sink or the
heartbeat.
bathtub.
The loo?
Let's
Like,
throw him in the toilet.
Listen, public bathrooms don't have a bathtub. Sink maybe, but like the sink could drain. You know, a lot of those public bathrooms don't have the best like, you know, sink stopper thing. So like toilet's your best option.
Yeah, toilet's your best option. That's what
Just
I'm
don't
saying.
flush
Like-
it.
Like,
Or
I would
maybe
do
you
that.
You have
Like,
salt water in your toilets.
yeah,
That's true.
and Iodized
You
salt's not going to cut
You
it.
gotta clog
No.
it though. Like a sink, you could put the little stopper in it. A
No, it's a
toilet,
lot
I
of
feel
work.
like it would just swim down, man.
By that time, the fish is dead, man. I hate to tell you, it's gone. We
Well,
lost.
maybe
him.
not
you
gonna
could
lie,
put
though.
him. You could put him in the toilet, fill up the sink with water, throw some salt in there, and then.
So you just like
transfer?
carry salt around on the streets? You're just like, oh, I
Dude,
just got some
But that
salt.
would
talking about-
that wouldn't work either way.
We're talking about taking them from the street. Like, there's got to be restaurants, housing developments, because you got to think this is in Berlin, Germany. They don't.
All right, so-
they don't live like us. They actually have housing in their towns.
Okay, cool. So let me paint a picture here. This is what you're proposing. You pick up one of the fish, you visit your nearest restaurant, pick up some salt there, then you head to the nearest public bathroom, put it in the
Okay.
toilet, plug up a sink, fill that up with water, dump
Fish
a bunch
dead.
of salt in that sink. Yeah, by this time the fish is fucking long dead.
Well, that's.
Then we pull that fish out of the toilet and then put him in the sink.
I was just trying to imagine a world where they didn't give fishies some swirlies, man. That's all I was trying to do.
Also, iodized salt would not work with fish.
It would
It
not.
sucks this happened, but I kind of wish I would have saw it in person. That'd be a trippy experience.
Well, you can. It's available on YouTube.
Yeah, but like,
pleasure.
it like imagine like you're going.
I wouldn't
on
want
a
to be
date.
there for that, dude. Imagine
I
you're
would.
standing next to that motherfucker and it explodes on your ass.
Let's go.
No, you'll drown. It's 264,000 gallons of water
You'd
and
be
fish just
crushed.
coming at you.
Yeah,
I've survived this in video games so many times though. I've seen this many times. in video
GTA
games.
logic doesn't work in real life.
No, it doesn't.
Imagine
You
you're just
can't just
going on a
ragdoll your
date.
way out of this.
You're just going on a date with your cool Berlin girlfriend. You're going to like, hey, you want to go to the aquarium? And she's like, yeah, I want to go to the aquarium. You're like, sweet, I found a girl who likes fishes too. Let's go. And you go and and she like goes flying out the door. You're like, what the fuck? But I
This
mean,
was
if I
outside.
learned. If I've learned in any situation with quickly flowing water, find something that you can surf on because you'll automatically learn how to surf under the duress. You'll figure out the mechanics of surfing. If you can just find something to surf on and get out of there, you'll be good to go.
Look at that. I'm
That's
a
what I
pro
need.
surfer because of stress.
So now we got salt and surfboards just hanging around.
It's all
God.
In the middle of Berlin.
Middle of Berlin.
and then
Let me tell you
like
something,
whenever
guys.
you like,
I tell you right now,
I just
Tell me.
knowing my luck,
What's up?
if I was there, I'd be at the shark exhibit or some violent fish when it blows up, and I would like wake up floating because I'm big, and I wouldn't drown, but I would have like a shark eat my arm or something. That's just like the
that'd be
idea
wild.
that I would.
Be an opportunistic.
I think
shark
that would be
for
my
sure.
reality.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
I'd
I
be
feel like
trying
the
to-
shark would be more concerned about dying than biting off an
Yeah.
arm, but
Well, I mean, there's a lot of animals. Their gut reaction is to be violent.
chew.
Good
Chew?
news for you, Steven.
Did you say chew?
Good
Chew. Yeah, chew.
Their
Good
fight or
news for
flight
you,
tactic
Steven.
is
Nice
chew.
pun.
You can't keep great whites in aquariums. They're fish that require only they can't be contained. They die.
I know, babe. I'm just saying in general, it'd be some kind of dickhole fish.
Isn't Isn't that a badass fact about great whites though? Like they can't be contained. They gotta be riding the waves, man. They gotta be out there.
You looking
on
for
the seas, baby?
You looking for me to give you validation for correcting me now?
No, I was just offering up a fact. I mean, there's other sharks
So
that will
much
eat
hostility
you.
to take between these two.
Speaking of salt,
Hey, he started it, man. He said I didn't want to be his friend at the show.
I just thought it was funny.
No,
But
you're right.
listen.
That's cool. That's cool though.
I love sharks. I'm a sharky.
all right, moving
Shark
from
Mate.
sharks, we're gonna head down to south of the border, and our final news story today. It's early Christmas this year for Taco Bell's Mexican pizza because, just a year ago it was taken off the menu to much chagrin. But now they're testing possibly two new Mexican pizzas. The two flavors they're testing right now, we have jalapeno Mexican pizza, aka spicy Mexican pizza, which will offer a flavor feast. It has nacho cheese sauce topping and sliced jalapenos. And the second one,
Cool.
triple crunch Mexican pizza, has not one. Oh no, sir. Oh no. Not one. Not two, but 3 layers of beef and bean filling, hence the triple.
You son of a
Crazy.
bitch.
I'm more into that one.
You son of a bitch. I'm in.
Do you
That's what,
guys
next
like
year?
the Mexican?
Yes. Yes.
You
Jason, before
saved the
finish
best
that
news
statement.
article. For
I love the
last.
Mexican.
See, it's my least favorite thing on the Taco Bell menu. It's always just like, well, they did it. They made a Mexican pizza. Like to me, the true Mexican pizza is always going to be the default from like high school, like the high school Mexican pizzas.
He's talking about the hexagon shaped one.
No,
that
you're
was
talking
just
about an
spicy.
actual pizza that was like that had like some ground
Fucking
beef and shit on it.
I'm a
That's
cheesy.
not Mexican.
I
ground
feel
beef and Mexican cheese blend.
Yeah.
I feel like this needs to be a
Some
top
cumin on that
5.
shit.
I'm not going to say what my favorite one is. I feel like we need to do a top 5 of our favorite, where we lament our favorite long gone Taco Bell meal items. But
I can tell you exactly what mine is right now.
Number 1, Choco Taco.
Number 1. Whoa, shit! I forgot about that too. The
That's not a
shredded
Taco Bell
chicken
item,
soft
though.
taco. Shredded chicken soft taco. I was so fucking pissed when they took that away this year.
cheesy
Talking
beef
about that
and rice
$1,
burrito.
the $1
That's
taco.
still there.
Yep.
No, it's not. Actually,
Yeah, it
fucking
is.
the Mexi Melts. No, the Mexi Melts is my most missed. This is fucking delicious, guys.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do this as a segment in the future, we should probably be quiet.
Nah,
Otherwise,
I'd
we're
have
just
to
gonna-
actually remember what
Liv
they've
Moss.
taken away from me.
Liv Moss, live right here.
I don't think there's been enough taken away to like give 4
Not
top 5
anything I
lists.
gave a
yeah.
shit about.
We
Nah.
could do our top 5 favorite items on the menu.
I feel like we've done that before, but I don't know.
But what I was gonna
I
say
haven't
about
been
the
to
Mexican
Taco Bell in a
pizza,
long
though,
time.
what I was gonna say about the Mexican pizza, I've only had like 2
Shut
in my
up.
entire life. I usually go with different
Okay.
items, but
Yeah.
they're not bad. But when everybody was freaking out about them not having them on the menu anymore, I get it because I mean it is pretty good. But like I said, I usually just go with something else.
I
At
always just
least
get
with the Mexican
quesadilla.
pizza, they let us know they were taken off the menu, unlike other items they've taken off,
That's
like
true.
the beefy Frito burrito.
Yeah, they tried
Dude,
to
that
they
was
tried to
good.
like warn us,
Yeah,
give us like
cheesy. The beefy milk burrito is the same thing, Scott.
Taco Bell is a kind of benevolent fast food chain, that's for sure. Though I haven't eaten there in a long time.
The only
honestly.
thing I'd say is they've lost their minds on how much they charge for that half of a quesadilla that they call a whole quesadilla.
Yeah.
They could suck on my quesarito.
Can I ask one stupid question?
No
Go
such
for
thing
it.
as a
It's
stupid
pretty much
question,
what we're
yes.
here for. How the fuck are they taking anything off the menu? It's not like they don't have the ingredients. Everything
They're all
in
the same.
Mexican food is like, here's a corn tortilla shell, here's some beef, here's some tomatoes, here's some cheese, here's some lettuce.
That's why I
And it's
love
just
it.
like, do I want it flat? Do I want it round? Do I want it grilled?
Flat,
Do I
please.
want it in a flour? Do I want it crunchy? Do I want it in
Either.
pizza shape?
Yeah,
Like
it's all the
why
same.
why does anything get taken off the fucking menu? It's all the same fucking thing. But
Yeah, I
just
know,
like
I
in
think
different
it's
form.
Supply and demand.
It
How
just
can
comes-
I eat this ground beef?
I think it comes down to like a mental choice decision. They don't want to overwhelm customers with too many options, I think. Although I feel like it already has too many options. But
They gave us the Frisco stuff. They took
They
like
like the
good
stick.
foods for the Frisco shit.
yeah, it's like
What the fuck is a Frisco?
It's where
A
they just
drink?
made it a salad in a burrito, basically.
Oh, not a drink.
Yeah,
No.
you're thinking of Fresco.
You're thinking of
Not
Fresca,
Fresca.
which is turpentine.
Frisco. See, like Steak and Shake has the Frisco melt. What the fuck is Frisco?
No, Fresco, not Frisco.
Oh, Fresco. Oh, Frisco is actually a town in Texas.
Yeah. It's also sand.
Fair. Oh, Fresco is cheese.
No, well,
Learned
that's
something
not
every
what
day.
they gave us.
Basically-
they gave us an attempt at a Mexican restaurant food for Taco Bell quality and
Queso
tried to say it was the healthier option.
Basically,
Fresh
the moral
cheese.
of the story is Taco Bell should not be allowed. Like, it should be against the law for them to take anything away that they've made beloved to the masses. Like, the verde sauce, I wasn't a big fan of that green sauce, but everybody that I know
Oh,
loves that shit.
I
And
Shit
was.
ripped. So
That was
good.
the best thing
It was
about
good.
breakfast at Taco Bell was
Yeah,
getting
so
the
good.
verde sauce.
Oh my god.
It's all about the
Yeah,
fucking
so-
Verde, man.
so I'm saying, not a big fan, but why take it away?
So good.
Everybody loves it.
Is it all just a ruse to make us like crave it?
No, because
Kind
they
of how
haven't brought it
McDonald's
back.
does with the McRib.
One word, McRib. It's
Ugh.
a ruse. And apparently this year is the last year they're ever doing the McRib. Yeah, the McRib's so
Cool.
gross, dude.
They
I believe I want to see
said it
It's
almost
slimy.
every other year that it's the
I know.
last year they're doing it.
You know what the
That's
McRib
so
tastes like?
gross.
You guys ever
Assholes.
had?
Slime.
Have you guys ever had? I don't want to say the pleasure, but the misery of having to eat one of those $1.50 banquet TV dinners. They
Yeah,
have
that's
one,
exactly it.
they have one.
It's the
called
Hungry Man rib
the
thing.
barbecue rib thing. Yeah, and that's all it
The-
is in like a hot pocket kind of thing.
the blarbecue. That's what I'm gonna call it now.
That's gross.
You meant to say barbecue, you said blarbecue, and that is all I'm ever going to
Barbecue.
refer to the McRib as. I'm gonna say the McRib
Did I say
is a
barbecue?
Blarbecue, and it's a great word. And the McRib is a blarbecue. That's exactly fucking it. You did it. It's a blar. It's
I must-
because it's a blob. It's a blob.
that?
There's no fucking bones in it. Yeah, that's what I heard. Blarbecue.
I must have had a
And that-
fucking mini stroke because like I'm pretty sure I was speaking good.
I mean, I don't have
But
the best
barbecue it
internet,
is.
but blarbecue. It is a blob of Q. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You did it. We're done here.
Blob of
That's all we
Q.
got.
Yeah.
Blob of Q. Blarbecue.
Barbecue.
But they do that with
Good
the
job.
fries at Taco Bell too, right? They give and take those away all the time.
That almost feels seasonal at this point.
Yeah.
Do they still have barbecue?
Yes, they still have barbecue there.
Barbecue?
Do they still,
Taco Bell's
Barbecue?
do they
Taco
still
Bell
have
barbecue?
breakfast? Do they still have breakfast at barbecue?
Yes.
And barbecue.
Yes.
I done fucked my
Certain-
man up. He wants some
Certain
hillbillies.
locations still do breakfast, Jason.
Jason's talking about barbecue. Think about barbecue.
Hey,
Loving
you know what?
barbecue.
I only
Taco
had
barbecue's fantastic.
I only had like one of their breakfast crunch wraps one time. My roommate got me one because
They're fucking fire.
one day he
Mhm.
like came in and he was eating Taco Bell. I'm like, you got fucking Taco Bell? And he's like, you should have told me, man. He's like, I'm sorry, it's the breakfast shit too. And I'm like, oh man, I never tried it. I always wanted to try it. He's like, sorry, man. So then like 2 or 3 days later,
Sorry,
He-
man.
2 or 3 days later, he comes in. He's like, hey man, I got you one of those breakfast sandwiches from Taco Bell. And I'm like, dude, you're a nice guy. And I ate it. And he's like, what'd you think? And I was like, I wish you would have bought me two. And he's like, yeah, I got myself two. I'm like, you son of a bitch. You should have known I was going to want two. But it's all good.
He cooked
And then
me
2
with
days
you.
later, he comes in.
Yeah,
2 burritos.
They are fantastic.
We're still waiting on the victory arc.
dude.
In the Cinnabon balls they got, these things are fucking fire. And the coffee's good too. It's like the best kept secret about Taco Bell is like go in there and get the breakfast.
Coffee Bell?
Coffee Bell. Coffee Bell.
That's kind of crazy though, man, to think that you could go to Taco Bell at like 8 in the morning.
It's a vibe.
is
Especially
a
when
vibe.
everybody knows you there, as they did at the Taco Bell. I would often frequent in Mount Holly. I can spell my
shit,
text
it's
for you.
Jason again.
Jason, what's
There
up,
he is
man?
for the 9th time this week.
Pre-COVID, I ate a lot
9
of Taco
times
Bell.
in a week? Damn.
I drank a lot of Mountain Dew and ate a lot of Taco Bell, and they kind of
Smell.
knew me. And I was going there like people watch.
By
It's
smell.
And they're like, all right, Jason, you want the
God.
usual? You're like, yeah, hook me
yeah.
up, fam.
It's always number
Jason
7
became
and
the
shitload of
greasy
stuff off the dollar
southern dude.
menu. I was more like the depressed, sad old man in the corner. Although I something I have to confess is that I forget how comfortable I am with eating alone in public places, and some people would rather like take a bullet than have to do that. But I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna sit in the corner, eat some food.
Dude, fuck
I'm not ashamed of this.
Fuck what the haters think, man.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that it seems to me that most people lack this trait. Am I right in this, or like are people as terrified of eating alone in public places as I'm aware of, or am I wrong on this? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm sure there are a lot of people that feel that way. Maybe a lot of.
I'm just hungry.
I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but that might be more of like a girl thing where they feel weird eating alone. I mean,
I've never seen a girl eat in my entire life.
They typically go to the bathroom with their girlfriends, so. Well, I'm just saying,
women don't like. No, I'm saying like
I've never seen a woman eat in her life.
I never have. Like they'll be there and they'll have a piece of food, and then I'll look away and look back and it'll be gone. Oh, and it's very. I don't know.
Are you trying to say that they sneak it in when you're not looking?
No, I'm just saying it's like
Are they Santa?
They never. I never.
It's kind of like you never hear girls fart. You never see girls eat.
Well, that's a lie.
I've heard girls fart.
Fed sisters.
I have a segue. I have a quick segue. Violent Night is really good, and you should go see it.
That was a weird segue.
You said Santa.
Oh,
you did say Santa.
That's all I want to say. It's really good.
All right, cool.
David Harbour is a sweetheart, and you should go watch the movie. It's real good.
All right, cool. Let's move to what's the next segment? Oh, the worst music trends of 2022. Let's move to that. Let's do it now. My mind is all over the place today.
This segue is the worst music twin.
We're winging it. We're winging episode 97. Guys.
Yeah, it's got that end of the year kind of vibe to it. And myself personally, I love
that gray area week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah,
just
a lot of good pop. It's got that good, like, it's right on the edge, kind of like a falling apart podcast energy, which I fucking love. That's where the good shit's always at.
We get that.
Let's just take this shit right over the edge then.
Post Christmas.
Plan is good. And that's what separates our podcast. Well, that's what separates our podcast from a lot of podcasts. We do like segments, but yeah, baby, it's that good shit. Give me that good shit. Terrible music twins 2022.
I'm about to give you the 10. Well, I may not give you 10. I may skip some because some of them are like meh. We may touch on them, but
is this something you wrote?
No. This is an article I found from Stereo Gum, and I agreed with a good portion of it.
I was going to see.
These music trends kind of didn't start in 2022, but they became like more prevalent in 2022. The first one, and it's kind of crazy, increasingly inaccessible music. Nowadays, everybody is putting out like digital versions that have like one thing, but then you have to buy the physical version to get like 2 additional songs. And then you have like, for example, like some groups putting out NFTs that's the only place you can get that song. And then you got Kanye with like his Donda bullshit where he put on that stupid ass stem player that was like $200. And it's just like everyone's trying to get off of Spotify, but they're putting it everywhere else. So it's impossible to get everything from an artist now.
Are those extra songs ever worth it is my question. Like,
I do have some input
I don't care
on
that
this.
much.
So
the floor, Steven.
Panic at the Disco did this a long time ago, like maybe 10 years ago with their third album. They'd made like 5 or 6 bonus songs for the album. And depending on what location you bought the CD at, had a different bonus track on it. Like Hot Topic had these 2 songs. Best Buy had this one song. And the Japan version had like the other 3 songs. It was like ridiculous. So, being like a diehard fan of theirs, it was really frustrating for me. So if they're trying to do this nowadays, like other artists, to, say fuck Spotify, really they're fucking their fans because that's who they need to be catering to mostly. And as far as NFTs go, NFTs to me, that stands for no fucking tender because I ain't never ever gonna be involved in that shit. I don't care if you give me diapers.
You don't want the Ringo
from
Starr?
like Taylor Swift's house or something. I'm not fucking with that shit.
Don't worry, they're losing value.
Yeah, they are.
You don't want the Ringo Starr NFTs? That was hilarious.
No,
nobody knows what you're talking about.
No, they don't.
Not. Ringo Starr is
he put a link in the thing.
Yeah, but like everybody who's
he was
listening to us that matter
funny.
have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, just look it up.
We know about this in a private conversation.
Yeah, you know about this from our private conversation? So basically, there's a Ringo Starr NFT. Just look up Ringo Starr NFT on YouTube and watch the 1.5-minute video. It's hilarious.
Yeah, we're moving on.
We're moving on from that. So
Also,
the second thing, and this, go ahead. You got something real quick?
I was just gonna say, I'm sorry, Jason. I feel like I'm joining Jared and being a bully to you, man, and I'm sorry. He's always picking on you, man.
What the fuck?
That's all
Jesus
I'm saying. I'm starting to,
this is not therapy.
Jared.
I'm starting to feel bad.
Pause. Oh, this podcast has been going on for a very long time, Steven.
Very long time.
The dynamic between me, myself, and I, because great song. Me, Jared, and Scott is it's one. I'm surprised you've made it this far, Steven. Like most,
thank you.
Most people.
Can I get the round of applause for that, please?
Oh,
yeah. Most people would have like tapped out a long time ago. Like
wrong one.
We were
hit him with the can laugh.
Like the combined experience between the three of us. We've done a lot of fucking podcasting. Now, Jared often. The thing about Jared is that he'll often like he'll throw a joke out of left field that always like I'm like, what? And then always like just throws me off really hard. But I mean, this is his talent. See, I feel like I'm always bullying. I swear to God, I will keep this one short. Since we come back from pre-podcast Jason to pre-COVID Jason to post-COVID Jason, I feel like my asshole powers have become like tenfold. So now I feel like I'm the one bullying all the time. And I don't give a shit if I am. Like, fucking deal with it. Like, I don't give a fuck. So, all right.
This is a judgment-free zone. You know,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for apologizing. I just didn't want you to feel like I was being mean to you.
Never apologize. Never apologize.
That's
I'm not sorry.
Shows weakness. Shows weakness.
I'm not
Can't
sorry.
weakness of podcasting. This isn't a therapy podcast.
I said I'm not sorry. God damn it.
This is a therapy podcast.
All right, next. I'm about to say a swear word. Ticketmaster.
Oh.
God.
And their verified fan presale, where verified fans get early tickets. But what does exactly that mean? It means fuck all. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Just ask every Taylor Swift fan. Ask every Taylor Swift fan who are verified fans and we're supposed to get early access to concert tickets. And most of them are out on their ass and can't fucking buy them because Ticketmaster fucked it all up.
Did you try to buy any, Scott?
No, I didn't.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. If the tickets make it to Ticketmaster, you're already getting bent over. Because that's the biggest part of the whole fucking scam. That's why Pearl Jam went after their ass in the 90s.
I wish they'd keep going after their ass, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
It ruins everything, dude.
They just keep price gouging more and more and more because they're the only one. They're literally a monopoly right now.
Truth.
Yeah, because don't they own all the other little ones like StubHub and shit? It's just a subsidiary.
No, they don't know. StubHub isn't considered that type of thing. They're third party. Yeah.
Oh.
So they're like a resale site, which also Ticketmaster is working as well. But no, Ticketmaster did buy Live Nation, which was the other competitor at one point.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember when they were giving out the refund tickets for all their shiesty bullshit and we went to see Matchbox 20, Scott?
Oh, yeah. That was pretty dope.
Yeah. I want to see Matchbox 20.
It was like 3 or 4 years ago when Ticketmaster got like sued for some of their bullshit. So they had to give away like free concert tickets to people that got screwed over. And I think I got something like 8 concert tickets that I could use for like, they gave you specific shows you could use them for.
Yeah, if I'm not
You went to more than I did.
Yeah, I did. I can't remember what else I went to, but
they got sued then because they were charging people convenience fees to print at home or something.
Maybe it was some kind of convenience fee bullshit.
Some stupid shit.
About correct.
Yeah. Regardless, they're still on their shit. They're still doing the same shit they've always done. And this verified fan presale thing was supposed to like thwart any of those bots from like picking up tickets and listing them on the secondary market. But honestly, let's be real. I feel like Ticketmaster is those bots.
Yep.
They just pick up the tickets because they sell them for more on their site again. Yeah.
How does that work? Wait, what? They're reselling the tickets they're selling on their own site twice? How?
Dude.
What's this about, Scott?
Because they
know-
lost a lot of profit when they got sued prior for doing shady shit. So now they've disguised it and they're getting that same money back in a different way, pretending like
That's
it
the-
isn't them.
I can't prove it, but it feels like that's the way it is because shit
Yeah.
gets sold out so fast now where like it'll get sold out, but then it'll be relisted immediately on Ticketmaster's site as a resale like ticket,
Yeah, it's
which
like
is
when,
now like twice the price.
when people, like when I'm just talking to like people throughout the day and they're like, yeah, I was going to get Tool tickets, but it like sold out instantly. And then like when people tell me that, I know what happened. Basically, the venue put the tickets on sale for like $15, $20, $30 a piece. And then shit like Ticketmaster went in and just bought thousands of them at the same time. That's how it
Yep.
sells out. It's not actually people buying them. It's these
bots.
third-party reseller sites that buy them all up. And then because like they said Blink-182 sold out. But then like I was like, you know what, screw that. I don't believe that. And I went and checked. You could buy the shit. It was just like $400 because they
Yep.
bought it at face value for like 19. That's why all those tickets, including football games and other types of events, they always say face value of ticket may be different than what you paid for the ticket.
Yeah.
Because they're just
watch it on YouTube.
they're just ramming you.
Yep.
Just watch it on YouTube. You can sit at home. Most cell phones are pretty exceptional audio quality now. Just watch the thing on YouTube. Just type in Taylor Swift concert you were going to go to after about like a couple days, maybe a month.
Someone will
Just watch
upload
it
a whole
all.
like high quality version. Yeah.
True.
That's it.
That was the one thing I liked about COVID.
What's that?
Dude, same. The at-home concerts, man.
The at-home concerts.
The at-home concerts.
I
So
watched
good.
MXPX, Dropkick Murphys. Was it
Arizona
MXPX
did one.
Arizona did one.
That's
I
really
actually have
good.
that one downloaded on a hard drive right now.
Now,
I mean,
To clarify-
podcasts have been doing it too now.
Yeah.
Live shows
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Scrubs podcast did a live show. The Always Sunny guys just did their live or their holiday live show.
Yeah.
So,
Panic just did
I go
one
to
too.
concerts. I go to concerts mostly to like people watch anyway. Like the band's kind of like whatever, but like to tie it back to the concert. Steve, did you see the like the geeked out like used car salesman looking dude who was running around drinking Long Island iced teas and being like a freak? He was just like wired to the tits, just like jamming. He's probably like meth or something. But he looked
What
like
at
he
the
was like
local
a
show the
lawyer.
other day?
Yeah, at the Rooster. You see that guy? He was just running around. He was zooming up here. You go over here. You get along on. I see like, woo! It's just freaking out. He came outside to smoke a cigarette at some point, and I immediately just like kind of eyeball him as like, oh, he's a wild dude. Like, then that's kind of entertaining people you see at shows. Or simultaneously, when I went to see Halsey, it was a good concert, but I saw a lot of like guys with girlfriends taller than them. I was like, shout out my short kings out here getting it on, dude. I was just like, these are the kind of things I pick up on at concerts because I don't know. Because I get bored. That's why I want to walk around, and just people watch. This is my life.
To answer your question, no, I don't recall that guy.
He was a trip, dude. He was a
All right.
trip.
That sounds wild.
Number three, and this is a Zoomer problem. Sped up songs. What in the fuck is it with them speeding up songs up for TikTok now? Like Panic at the Disco
I
did
don't
it.
know.
Yeah, there's a
Kate
sped up
Bush,
version.
that Kate Bush song. They did Head Over Heels by Alanis Morissette. It's like they can't get to the chorus fast enough, so let's speed it up to get through the
Is
verse.
It's
it
ridiculous.
because of the time limit on TikTok?
No,
There
It's
is no
not.
time limit anymore.
there's no time limit
just-
anymore.
Yeah, they took
It used
that.
to be up to 3 minutes, and now it's I think it's like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't have TikTok.
Yep.
So.
YouTube better watch out.
I don't know that YouTube will ever have to watch out there. You
Nah,
can't
probably
search
not.
very easily on TikTok to find things.
Yeah.
But dude, speeding up song, like why? I don't understand. Like, why do I want the Chipmunk version of a Panic at the Disco song?
Yeah, they actually did an official release of that on Spotify.
I saw that.
And it has like a slowed down version too.
I
Because
don't
it became
understand,
viral
man.
in a video.
Secure the bag. I mean, there's a
I
Ghost
don't-
song that got really popular off of TikTok. So I mean,
That was
I'm
another
not
one I want to
dissing
bring up, and that was
the power.
that was a sped up version as well.
Oh, was it? It's
Sure
funny.
was.
Mariana Cross, like something like that. I
That's
guess.
the one. Yep.
That's funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally we're gonna get to the point where they're just releasing those versions on albums. Like you'll have like 3 different speeds for one song on
the
as
TikTok
a single
album.
now. Yeah, basically.
Have we?
Ridiculous,
So
man.
check this out.
That
I
is
think
a
we've
Zoomer
just
problem.
we've done a complete 360 back in the day. You would play a record at like a faster speed and laugh at it because it was moving faster. It was like chipmunk
Yeah,
speed. It's just the
But
same
now
thing,
it's
but on a phone.
acceptable. Like they're fine with it now. That's what they want
it-
now. Can it be
Yeah.
faster?
That's funny.
Because it's the new trend.
New generation, man. New generation wants everything now and fast. All right, the next one we have, number 4. Everyone covering the song Running Up That Hill. Can we just fucking stop, man?
Yeah.
So when I checked the notes for this segment, I thought you wanted us to like write out things that we thought were bad trends.
No, I would have told you
I
that,
did.
but
I did
And you know
too,
what
and
I
I'm
wrote
very
down?
grateful that you have a list. Actually, I'm very glad
You know
that
what I
Scott's
wrote
wrong
down?
with this one.
I did not.
What did you write
Scott
down?
Didn't tell
I
us
only
to have a
wrote
list.
down I only wrote down one thing, and it was too many covers, because you are 100% accurate with what you're talking about. I'm not
It's
even just
awful.
talking about Running Up That Hill, though. I'm talking
So-
about too many covers in general.
For myself personally,
Make
I
some
always
new
heard
shit.
I heard the placebo version of Running Up That Hill long before I ever heard the Kate Bush one, but that's from a long time ago. So that I don't think that, and that was a really good cover. I don't think that it was covered as. Scott, give me like an example of a super cringy 2022 cover of Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill done by like someone was like, if I could, like some like the
I'll tell you
what's
what.
the Mary Quithmith thing that came out, like the Quithmois, that chick. I'm going off on
I
a
have
rail.
no idea.
I can't think of her name, but like,
I'm
can you
sure
think
there
of
are plenty.
I bet you if I
Uh,
went to my release radar right now on Spotify, there would be at least one cover of Running Up That Hill.
I mean, Halsey did one, of course.
I'll allow it.
Nice.
Rita
Yeah.
Ora did one.
Okay, I mean,
Let's see. Just like all these YouTube people that I don't know who they are, but I mean, there's insane. You just look it up, and there's so many people that did a cover of the song because they were all trying to capitalize on like the popularity of it over the summer.
Yeah, and you notice that they didn't try to cover Master of Puppets, which is hard as fuck.
Right. Well, it doesn't.
No,
that would
no.
take some actual talent.
Only
Eddie,
the
Eddie did a good
four-chord
enough
song.
job of that.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
that.
All right.
I think it's
that.
funny.
Oh, spoilers. Spoilers.
I figured that might be on the
Spoilers.
list. I just think it's I don't like Kate Bush really. Confession time. I
I
don't
was
like
never a huge fan. The song's
I don't like-
okay.
the
I like
production's
the-
cool as the production's cool as shit, and she was definitely ahead of the curve in terms of the way that she thought about songwriting, but I just don't like super theatrical vocal stuff. Running Up That Hill's a banger, no doubt. And there's some other Kate Bush songs I do enjoy. The one she did with Peter Gabriel, also a banger. But generally speaking, I just can't. I'm not really a Kate Bush fan. So this one like just kind of went over my head in general.
That song got stuck in my head for like 2 weeks straight, and it was kind of torture by the end of it. I mean, I don't really like the song other than
Like the bridge.
the riff, like the burn burner. I like that part, but like I don't like the lyrics or the chorus or anything.
I like
It's
that
not-
it
it's
kept
not for
Vecna
me.
out of her head.
Yeah, me too. It's
I
saved
gotta
it from
finish
Vecna. That's
Stranger
all that
Things.
matters.
That's funny that it made a list though.
Yeah. All right. So the
I
next
mean,
one
see
it
is
was,
just,
it was fucking everywhere this year, though.
Dude,
it was insane.
holy shit.
Like,
Is
enough
it
that my,
It felt
like,
almost
13-year-old
every week
daughter
there was a
wanted
new
it.
version.
Yeah.
all over the place.
Over it, man. All right. Number 4. Are we number 4? I think it's 4.
You've said 4 like 5 times, but go on.
Nah,
The
you
next
said number
one.
3
4,
a second ago.
5.
so-
The next one.
Yeah.
On stage gender reveals. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but
no.
more and more there are people trying to get like singers, musicians, whoever, like at their concert to reveal the gender of their baby. Like it's happened to Harry Styles, Post Malone, Luke Combs, Keith Urban, like, and that's just like a small list.
So this is the new proposing to your significant other at a concert that you both
But
really like.
It is.
But it's a gender reveal. Yes.
Yeah, it's the new thing. Oh, okay.
So that's exactly what I want. When I go to a concert, I want to waste 10 minutes of my time and my hard-earned money. I'm paying hundreds of dollars for concerts now because Ticketmaster is price gouging everybody to come and watch them announce what gender your fucking stupid baby is. Love that. That's
while
great.
standing in a crowd of thousands, making you already feel like you're not worth that much because you're just an ant out there.
Well, I was gonna say this is a perfect excuse to like if you're gonna do a gender reveal of your kid at your show, you better spend like 90% of the like budget on it. So basically,
hold on, let me back up the bus. I think you're misunderstanding. Some asshole from the audience is getting this singer to do a gender reveal for them. This isn't like this isn't like Post Malone's like I'm having a boy. No, this is some fuck ass in the front row handing them an envelope, saying, "Hey, can you reveal the gender of our baby?"
How much is the artist charging for this? How much are they
Nothing. Nothing.
They're
charging
surprise to them.
Ticket. Yes, they don't know.
$100,000. That's where I would start at.
Sounds like
they don't charge
free
anything.
cameo, basically. They're doing free
basically.
on the spot
I had
cameos.
Like you can watch like the one with Post Malone. Someone literally like hands him something to sign in the front row, and there's an envelope attached to it. And they're like, open the envelope, and tell me what it says, like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, of course, he opens the envelope, and he's like, oh, it's a boy, blah, blah, blah. So they're, like, wasting fucking time doing this bullshit.
But, Scott, they're at least not burning down national forests in California by using too much tamarite and
Jared's
blowing the shit up.
Bingo.
Jared has a point on this one.
There we go.
I was just going to say, so let's say
over the forest fires for a week because you had a girl.
That's true.
I want to know who started this gender reveal shit.
This was
never a big deal until like 10 years ago.
It wasn't when we were
cringiest
kids.
Thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But in my head, what I'm imagining is like, okay, I'm on the stage. You're at the Jason concert. You can't leave. You're stuck. My crazy fucking music's going for 2 hours. And then I'm like, all right, everybody, I got an announcement to make. I'm having a kid. What is the gender? And then like the drummer does a drum roll. And then like $100,000 worth of like blue or pink, whatever it is, like fireworks. We got like bath bombs, glitter, like the entire arena erupts in a color. We'll go with boy, different. Just blue. Lights are blue, vapors blue. The shit falling on your head's blue. I tell everyone to look under their seat. There's something that's blue there, and it's just nonstop color blue. Like the strobes are blue. You realize like somehow everyone's automatically playing instruments that are blue. The drum kits change colors somehow. I'm blue is the Blue Man Group basically on stage like that. That's how I imagine. This is the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard in my entire life, and I hope that the doctor fucked it up, and whatever the gender is the opposite. They're like, sorry, we thought it was a dick. It ain't. It's a girl. LOL. So have fun.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like. You do all that at your concert, it's all blue, and then they hand you the envelope, and you're like, I'm having a girl.
Be great.
Just, you know. But that sounds epic. Like, I would be fine with that. Especially if, like, the artist was the one doing it for themselves. But
that's what I meant.
I don't care about Tammy and Joe's fucking kid in the front row.
Nope, nobody does but Tammy and Joe.
Tammy's pregnant and she's probably drinking at the show anyways.
I'm not trying to diss on parents. It's just like nutting's not that special where you got to take 10 minutes out of a concert to talk about it.
I agree.
That's all it is.
Everybody does it, you know?
Nutting.
Everybody does it.
Sometimes
they just do it at the wrong time.
It's like Kanye said. It's like Kanye said, where will we be without calm? Cool. He said, we're done. Move on. That's all I got.
All right, next.
Scott, that was the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
They need to stop giving that guy a microphone, to be honest with you.
They do.
Next
Unless
one.
That's
music thing.
That's a story for another day. All right, next one. Labels forcing their artists to make TikToks.
Ooh,
so
wait, that's a thing?
Yes. So
I heard about that.
There's a couple of artists. So Halsey said her label wouldn't let her release a song unless they can fake a viral moment on TikTok. Florence Welch, same thing. Labels are begging me for lo-fi TikToks. FK Twigs said it's true. All record labels ask for TikToks, and I get told off today for not making enough effort. Betty Who said same thing. Major labels won't sign her because they want people that have viral hits on TikTok only.
You know, when you're saying that, for some reason, I'm just thinking about Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man demanding pictures of Spider-Man. I need TikToks. Give me TikToks. Oh, fuck this music that you signed a contract with us to make. You better make a viral video first of you spitting in someone's face or
I had heard about
doing
this
a
story
stupid ass dance that catches on for 4 days.
It's the power of TikTok, though. It shows the power of the app that is literally stealing all your data on a level that even makes me get terrified. And I'm not really Mr. scared of data privacy or whatever, but it's just like it is the platform of the day. And I mean, when you sign the contract, buddy, Steve-O, you better be up there shaking your ass for the TikToks. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about?
You're the guy. You're
Dude,
the TikTok man.
I have that shit
If
on
you
my
got the
phone,
record contract.
but it runs like a hunk of dog shit that got ran over by a car on my phone, so I like barely use it.
That's because it's like it is siphoning everything off your phone. It's terrifying, dude. But I don't know. I mean, you sign the contract if you're an artist, and I mean, it is what it is. I'm glad to know that in terms of like us as a generation, we now realize like how terrifying. Like I have nightmares of signing a record contract. I don't have a dream of it. I'm like, oh God, I fucked up. What'd I do? Like, we own everything now, Mr. Jason. Everything.
Yeah, as soon as the internet became mainstream and like I figured that shit out, I was like, dude, I don't care about record contracts anymore. I just want to put my own shit out there. You know what I mean?
Own your masters.
You don't even
Own
need
your masters.
Yeah.
Own your TikToks, man. Own your TikToks.
Own your TikToks.
boy.
Put the watermarks in it.
Watermarks, bro. Watermarks.
Not
All
in
right,
this video.
next
I'll
one.
take it out this time. I promise.
Watermarks,
I swear
bro.
to God.
All right, next one we got NFT musicians. And I'm not talking about selling NFTs at musicians. I mean actual NFT musicians.
We about to talk about.
Well, like
So,
you could buy the
there's a
drummer
group-
to Breaking Benjamin or something.
No, there's a group called Kingship, which is an NFT supergroup of 4 of those Bored Ape Yacht Club apes. They have a music video, which is a 29-second ad for M&M's. They have multiple others. There's one with a single produced by Timbaland, a Monkey Posse cut complete with a crypto platitude. We're all gonna make it. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of crazy shit. So it's basically like Avatar NFT groups, bands, artists. I don't know. I don't
You
even
might
know,
as well
man.
be speaking
Where are we?
Spanish to me, man, because like I
I
don't
am.
understand any of that shit.
So
I
do you know
do.
what the Bored Ape Yacht Club is?
No, but it sounds boring.
It looks like a crudely drawn chimpanzee wearing hats and sunglasses and has bright colors around it.
I
And
might
they're
as well-
like-
All these
quarter mil.
celebrities would own one, and
Yep.
they were worth all this money, and now they're not
They're worth not a lot of money at all
because
now.
because oh no, someone took my digital art and said copy save,
Yeah.
and now they own it too. You can't prove otherwise.
Yep.
That's it.
I don't know.
That's
It's
it.
definitely
art.
to
It's $1 million
paste,
clip
bro.
art.
$1 million clip
So-
art.
And this is a music
Where-
trend.
That
Yes.
turned it
that needs
into
to
art.
end. Yeah.
where we are now financially as a country. Whenever if you hit the rewind button back to when NFTs were like at the peak, I could tell it. This is financial top exit all markets. This is like we got too much silly money that doesn't actually exist like for the Bored Apes. Like, so I still don't. Now I'll say this though, like most people I talk to about NFTs, they are ready to punch me even for like not 100% agreeing with how much they hate it. Like I'm just very indifferent to the whole thing, but I just don't know why you want to spend that much money on something you can't hold. Like I want to hold the thing.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If you were gonna like buy something that
For that
doesn't
money.
exist, why not just
What's that?
buy a stock
that?
or something?
Well, that's what they think this is.
Yeah.
I know.
True.
But like why? Why not just go with the thing that actually is what it is?
But they also think this is what it is. They
They think
think
it's gonna
this
be
is
the
art
next
that's going to
Bitcoin thing?
appreciate. Right. They think this is art that's going to appreciate over time. They're buying like
Well.
one of one type pieces of artwork, quote unquote. Because in the digital space, this is supposed to be like, it's kind of like they have it watermarked, like it's a one of one type thing. The file type, the file name, everything makes it like the only original piece that
It's
they can
their sticker
resell.
and nobody else can have the sticker.
Right. Basically.
Essentially.
So they think this is a stock. They're ultimately buying this so it appreciates in value over time and they can make more money than they paid for it. Unfortunately, it's a stock
Instead-
that's going backwards. Like it's basically like Dogecoin.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say just buy
Or
stocks.
just
To
about
the moon.
all crypto at this point now,
just
too.
buy
Yeah.
stocks.
True.
Look,
For the
there's a-
record,
there's a reason why
this is
people
not a
have
fin-
been rich from buying stocks for decades because it actually works. Don't risk it on some new thing that may not pan out when something does
addendum,
exist.
footnote. Audience, we are not a financial podcast. Do not listen to
No.
any advice in this podcast.
We're not financial advisors.
We are not financial advisors. Do not listen to Steven. Do not listen to me.
That's
But
fucked up.
most importantly, don't buy an NFT.
Don't buy
an
NFTs.
NFT. But
Don't
Make
buy
your
you
own
NFTs.
can
cheat
listen to
codes.
us about that. Like, don't buy it, and then
Don't do
after
it.
you listen to that, then stop listening
Yeah.
about financial stuff.
Don't
So
stop
right
listening.
now,
Yes, starting
stop
now.
listening.
Just
But
don't listen to the financial element. That's all I'm
If we
saying.
talk about buying stocks, just stop listening then.
yeah,
But not
that's all I'm saying.
buying NFTs, listen to that.
Common sense.
Make your
We got
best
it.
decisions on your own terms. Don't get lost in the sauce, man. 2 Chainz said
Exact.
This segment is brought to you by Robinhood.
Boom, boom, boom.
I still get statements from them. I don't have anything invested.
Speaking of things you need to stop doing, the next one on our list: stop throwing shit at Harry Styles. Like, listen,
Why?
The-
Like
I don't know.
bras or
I'll
what?
never
Go
be
ahead, my
close
man.
enough.
no, like water bottles, chicken nuggets, Skittles, a lemon.
Why?
Well, I definitely
They
ain't
just
throwing
keep throwing
food.
shit at him.
I ain't throwing food.
I
at
don't dislike
nobody.
them that much.
I mean, have you ever
No.
been to a punk rock concert? The lead singer gets shit thrown at him a lot.
That's true.
Is Harry Styles a punk
Harry-
singer?
No, he is
No,
not.
not far from it.
I was
Well, I'm
supposed
just
to say,
saying,
isn't he like a dollar
the-
store Ed Sheeran?
Oh God, no. That's
No.
way off. That's way
I
off.
wouldn't.
He's a
either.
British Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That
In a
is
group, left the group,
Yep.
and became more popular.
more famous
That's a
than
good-
the
that's a
And
group.
then
good take,
broke up
actually.
Jason Sudeikis' marriage.
Son of a
True,
bitch.
true.
Wow.
As You Was isn't a bad song, and this doesn't go anywhere. But I don't have
probably
a lot
why
of
they're
Harry
throwing
Styles
shit at
beef.
him.
Yeah, the
as
Team
No,
it
people
was.
love
Sudeikis.
it. People love the shit out of Harry Styles. Holy
I couldn't
fuck,
get into
Steven.
his album at all. I tried.
I can't ride with it either. Same with me in the 1975 recently. I tried it. I get why people like it because it's like, oh, it sounds really deep when it's not.
Dude,
But I mean, it's
you
my,
know what I
it's
like?
my
I
license
like
goal.
I like the Chalky song they have. The song Chocolate from like their first album. Absolute
Okay, I'll check
banger.
it out.
But since
I'll
then,
check that one out.
not
I'll
much.
tell you what though, if he is getting shit thrown at him that often, like while he's performing, or you mean like people?
While
seeing
he's
him in
performing,
public?
yeah, while he's performing live.
Oh,
It's
they
like,
just need to
as
get him-
you
Oh no,
was.
not
Oh,
just
shit.
randomly in public.
Oh, shit.
No, he's
Oh,
literally
okay.
like on stage and they're like chucking shit
It's a
at
fly
him.
now.
Just do what the
Ma-
cashiers at the grocery stores do, man. Get that glass invisible thing.
Yeah,
that
be like
blocks
the
you.
band in Roadhouse.
That's
Have
right.
the chain link fence in front of them.
Get one
My
of those
man.
fucking drummer cages
Dude,
that are see-through.
You know what he actually needs? He needs a Pope box. That's what he needs.
He needs the
Poke
Pope
box.
box.
What?
A Pope box, man.
Oh,
You know what a
Pope
Pope box is?
Yeah,
Pope,
yeah.
not Poke.
Not
I
so
thought you meant poke.
Pope,
No,
like
not Pope.
P-O-P-E.
He means like Pope.
like the Pope.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
Oh,
like the
the Pope.
bulletproof one.
The bulletproof
Catholicism.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
the
it sits
Pope.
on the
That whole
holy
shit.
golf cart.
Yeah.
that
Yep.
whole shit.
It's a Mercedes Benz.
So he could then use the holy golf cart back and forth on the stage so he's moving. You can see him.
It's
But
like
he's
a
got a
Monty
Pope
Python
box.
device next to the holy
I
hand
think-
grenades.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what he needs.
Yes.
So someone hit up Harry, if you know him, and be like, yo, homie, just get the Pope box and get a golf cart.
But also,
Problem
if you
solved.
listen to our podcast and you know Harry Styles personally, let us know so we can get him on the show.
Yeah, we'll get him on here. We can talk further about how he keeps getting shit thrown at
Why
him and see if
people
we can
are
come up with
doing
even
this.
more solutions.
and I'll
We're
The
tell
full of
line
them.
is open.
I'll tell
Full
him
of
how
solutions.
I will never get close enough to him to throw anything at him, and I'm sure
And
he'll
I will tell
appreciate
him
that.
I am Team Jason Sudeikis.
Oh,
Oof.
I mean, I am too. Though.
Damn. Well,
Ted
he ain't
Lasso.
coming on now. Well, didn't they broke
Yeah.
up though, I think. I don't
Yeah,
think-
they
I think
did.
so.
Probably because of that
Actually-
movie she forced him to be in.
And probably
Oh,
because
yeah.
like Harry Styles could pretty much have any girl in the world right now, just about. Well, not any, but like a good amount.
As you was.
Not
oh,
this
shit.
one.
Oh shit! Fuck! Oh no! Not again!
The perfect reenactment.
All right, next. This one really grinds my gears. Every color of the rainbow vinyl pressing. How every time they put a vinyl out, they put out 50 fucking colors for the same
cool.
vinyl.
They've been
Is it
doing
cool?
that for a lot longer
Say
than this year, though.
50
They
different
have, but it
colors?
needs to end.
Mhm.
I feel like it's gotten worse this year.
Oh, yes.
Like It's next
because
level this year.
because people are starting to rediscover vinyl again.
Right.
Here's a little insight.
You are my
that,
vinyl man on the street. That's for sure.
I was about to say, like, here's a little insight. Those colored records usually sound like crap. Always get the black labels.
Oh, people are just buying them for collecting. They're not listening to that shit.
They don't
but they look cool.
They listen to it on Spotify, bro.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. But I mean, I guess, yeah, if you want to consider it like decorations and stuff, but like they really should only have a black label version and then like one limited edition color.
Well, let me tell you what really pisses me off about it.
Yes.
So the fact that they're putting out multiple colors of the same record means they're just backing up all the record production for every other band or group that's trying to like get a record done or put a record out. That's why it takes a year to put shit out, because Taylor Swift's got 4 fucking colors of the same goddamn album
in the
because
money
she wants to she just wants to make the money, man. That's all there is to it at the end of the day. Listen, she's in the middle of this.
Well, maybe if if people didn't listen to music on Spotify all the time, she wouldn't have to sell you 4 different versions of the same album.
Probably true. But there were way more than 4 versions because the CD also had 5 different versions. And then she put out cassette tapes. And, you know, everybody has to buy all of them because they all fit together to make a pretty little picture.
Yeah, so no thanks.
They'll sell.
Blink-182 did it.
Yep.
I would be more inclined to
Red Hot Chili Peppers' new album too.
I'd be more inclined for those bands, but
because Blink-182 did that with Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, where each album had 2 extra songs at the end that you only got those 2 songs depending on which album you bought.
Yep.
It comes back around to what we were saying earlier, actually.
It does.
All things are cyclical, especially in music sales.
Well,
listen, I haven't even gotten to the worst offender.
Who's the worst offender? Gives you some kind of like value.
The worst offender, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Guess how many different versions of their 2 albums they put out this year there are?
42.
No clue.
You're close. And I know you were trying to over-exaggerate, but you're close.
No, I went with the universal number.
There are 30 different color versions for those albums.
Of the vinyl?
Of the vinyl. 30 different colors.
California.
Of songs about California. Insane.
That's what he was
absolutely insane.
That's a band you listen to, the bassist.
Yeah.
No, John Frusciante actually more than anything else. He's cool, but
I do like him.
I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I should say. I've always been a big fan, but like 30 versions of the same. Like,
I didn't color combinations.
I've been banned from owning vinyl though, so this is really not in my realm, but it still is pretty ridiculous.
Why were you banned for owning vinyl, Jason?
Self-imposed ban.
Self-imposed ban. So 2 things.
30
One,
times 30, what is that, like $3,000?
Good math. So first thing, you're not supposed to stack vinyl like on top of each other.
No, you're not.
Secondly, I unfortunately stacked a bunch of vinyl on top of each other, not entirely sitting on a shelf right, so they all kind of slowly sagged over one side. And then when you play them, it'd be like, here's a song on board. Let's back to the place in the war. And I was like, I'm done.
So you basically turned it into a dubstep album.
Yeah, I fucked up a lot of vinyl of mine, and a few that I stole from my dad, and I was like,
30 times 30 is 900. So some dude is probably.
I don't give a fuck about the math. I don't give a shit about this fucking
math. Well, what I'm saying,
step in my goddamn joke
regarding
about vinyl, and I fucked it up.
Regarding Red Hot Chili Peppers is what I'm saying is some dude, diehard fan, is going to spend $900 on that album that's probably not even good because they haven't made a good album.
If he was lucky enough to get
Arcadia.
Each color.
If he can get each color.
If you get each color first pressing of it without having to buy it from another seller who would then increase the price on it because that one color is 1 of 500 and the other color is 1 of 3,000.
And not to mention it's 2 albums too.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's some boomers with a lot of money who love Red Hot Chili Peppers, though. I'm sure some guy fished out for it.
Yeah, I guess you're just poor in the middle life because like older people have a lot of money and the young people have money, but like I don't. I'm like in the middle, you know?
I'm not no, it's
just
media.
No, it's just our generation in general, really. It's not
Like,
it's not an in the middle. It's just our generation because the boomers took everything from us.
I should have bought that GameStop stonk.
You should have, man. But then you'd be poor again anyways.
I was about to say, you need to sell it almost immediately to have made any money off of it.
Right.
True.
All right, our next one. And this one is just a band in particular. It's that Maneskin band. Have you guys heard them? The rock band Maneskin? No. Really?
Maneskin.
Maneskin.
They're a bad
It's
trend?
Maneskin. Yes, because everyone thinks they're like the only rock band out there because everything is all about them. They had a viral TikTok song. They get nominated and win all like the rock awards now. And I don't know if you guys know where they came from. They were in the Eurovision contest in Europe. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie with Will Ferrell, but
I've heard of the movie. I never watched it.
Everything that you've told me about them is the only information I know about these people.
Wow. And they're like a rock band. I would think you would have heard of them.
Well, I've heard a lot of rock bands this year for sure, but I don't think I've heard anything called Manuskin.
No, Maneskin. Mane skin.
Well, they should change their name to
They should change their name to
Manuskin because that's cooler.
Manuskin.
Like manuscript.
Are they good?
No, I don't like them. But they won Eurovision like 3 or 4 years ago, and since then they've been blowing up everywhere, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, but Twilight won best fight scene against Pineapple Express in like 2008. So like, what is an award really?
Damn, your knowledge of awards is impressive, Steven. Holy shit.
That's probably the only one he knows.
Jesus fucking Christ. How'd you pull? Wait,
actually,
that came out of left field.
I know a few.
We need to come up with, we need to like do like a quiz.
Awards trivia.
Steven, I feel like, you own a lot of shit. And I feel like your knowledge of like that kind of stuff is like pretty stout. Would you say that's true? Like, you know a lot of shit about like that. That was on left field. Recall, man.
It is pretty stout.
Holy shit. I mean,
I'm just saying,
game respects game.
I don't think awards are everything anymore, Like, think about how long Leo wanted his Oscar, and then he got it, and he's just like, meh.
This is a good movie.
Then they took it back, and he's like, fuck it. I don't care.
I'll check out Maneskin. I mean, I don't, you got me on this one, Scott. But, that's the crazy thing about modern music and the modern music industry.
But they're a bad trend.
They're going to be bands with like 20 million followers and like I've never heard of them. Like 20 million fans of that. I'm like, who is Butthole
I'm sure
Sauce?
they have way more than that.
Butthole Sauce.
Oh, you've never heard of Butthole Sauce?
Butthole Sauce. And you showed me like a TikTok of the song right sped up and
yeah, Butthole Sauce.
At first I thought you were talking about Butthole Surfers because that's an actual band.
Yeah, and they're good.
But
you've really never heard of Butthole Sauce?
You never heard of a toaster?
Have you heard? No, they have a song called Carpetbagger.
Oh yeah, it's
funny story.
Like I'll hear
about carpetbaggers or Butthole Sauce.
About band names.
This whole thing is just spiraling.
So like my old roommate David, man, he used to listen. He would every day. It's like he would come to me with like some new band. Like, dude, you ever heard of this band before? Blah blah blah. There was always some obscure name. Like he'd be like, you ever heard of Basement? Which, by the way, is a good band. But he would just hit me with that all the time. And then like one time I went to make fun of him, and I was like, dude, have you heard of this band called the Screaming Trees? And he was like, yeah, they're pretty great.
Yeah, they're actually really good in the 90s.
Yeah, they are.
They were on the Singles soundtrack.
But what's funny though is like I couldn't even like make a band name up. Like I was trying to be funny, and I referenced a 90s band that I've heard dozens of times. I just never knew their name was Screaming Trees. I just thought I was being funny, but
oh wow,
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, Maneskin.
I mean, we're running out of band names. You're getting pretty
Butthole
crazy.
Sauce.
My favorite band name of a band of all time I've never listened to is Mannequin Pussy. That's a crazy band name.
It really is. It really is.
I thought of a really good metal band the other day. A metal band name called Catalyst. You know what I mean?
It has to be taken.
I feel like it has to
be. It's probably taken.
Or like, what about like
it's such a basic
have to look melted.
It's taken
what about
now.
What?
Breaker Box.
Breaker Box with two X's. I mean, if it was two X's, maybe.
Yeah, and a TikTok follow.
Oh, that'd be a DJ.
Yeah, it would be. It does sound like a DJ.
You'd have to wear something weird on your head too.
DJ Breaker Box. That's his tag.
What's everyone's like head thing they wear for being a DJ? Mine's gonna be like a crack pipe. What's yours, Jared?
I haven't given it any thought.
Just be a bigger version of my own head.
You mean like what would
you're just like a you're just a totem pole of Jared heads?
Yes.
I can see it. I can see it so clear. It's like an NBA Jam.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like you put in the code for NBA Jam and you just have big head mode. But it'd have earphones on to match the earphones that are underneath it.
Shit, I don't even know what mine be. I haven't given it any thought, man. But that's crazy that you have. And you picked
I just literally came up with it.
God, it's great.
Well, let's talk about him with Crack Pipe.
Oh.
I just came out of the spot, too. What are you talking about?
Well, you made it sound like you put some thought into that.
It's my first rodeo, pal. I would say Stevens would be like something autumn. No,
a block of cheese.
Maybe like come on.
It would definitely be a block of cheese.
It'd be a block of cheese, bro.
Why you gotta bring that shit up, bro?
DJ Wheel of Cheese.
DJ Honey Mustard.
Like a block of cheese. Like a block of cheese with a face on it, or just straight up?
No, just a block of cheese with a bite taken out of it,
and like a little like squiggly of honey mustard on the top, like hair,
and like there'd be like a packet of honey mustard kind of on the corner. Looks like it's like pouring onto it. That'd be good.
I was gonna say
that's what the DJ table would be. It'd be a packet of honey mustard that it looks like he's dipping his head into.
And he just keeps going
when he drops the beat. Just
I was gonna say
you just wiping the cheese and the honey mustard.
I'm surprised it doesn't exist. Honestly,
I was gonna say something to do with like cats or kitties, but way to go for the low hanging fruit, you guys.
I don't feel like it's hanging that low.
The low hanging cheese.
Home runs are home runs.
That's true.
I gotta say,
if it works, it works.
You know, ha-has. I wear a cheese suit.
Noted.
I'm terrified of.
What is this, like Jackass? We're gonna put him in a suit of cheese and send him into a field of rats.
Halloween on the podcast next year. Stevie's gonna dress as a piece of cheese or a block of cheese.
The only escape is to eat my way out.
Yeah.
Without the honey mustard.
That'd be no fucking horrible, dude.
Oh,
it's not.
That'd be like eating a Popeye's biscuit with nothing to drink.
I don't know what that's like.
I don't like Popeyes.
Somebody's gonna get that reference and laugh. I promise you.
I mean, I've had Popeyes plenty of times, and every time it's like doing heroin. It's never as much fun as the first time. To be quite honest, I assume.
Never done heroin, so I wouldn't know.
Neither have I.
We're talking a lot about drugs this week, Jason. Are you okay?
You really are.
It's a drug episode. No,
I should have talked to you at the show more, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he just went and shot up in the back because you wouldn't talk to him.
You walked away from him.
Steven, I was so falling apart. No, I was just like, mostly I was just like when your boy rolled up, I was just shocked to see a Scion IQ because I haven't seen one of those in like 5 or 7 years. And I was like, holy shit, it's an IQ.
Yeah, I imagine it was probably like seeing the Nutty Professor 2, where he tries to get into that car. Or like
just when he thought
I was not making this a big boy joke. I was just gonna say like I'm a fucking stand for some Scion vehicles. This is all I'm trying to get at. Anyhow.
All right, so our last one. I'm not talking about the goddamn Scion.
Hey, dude,
I don't care.
You have to.
I don't care about
because
listen. We don't have to talk about Stevie's best friend anymore. We don't have to talk about the Scion. We don't have to talk about the show. We're through.
I'm just such a nerd for Scion cars. It's a personal problem.
Final one today.
Shut up.
The final worst music. I figure out the worst trend of this podcast right now is talking about the fucking Scion IQ. Are we through?
Are we grounded? I feel
you're
grounded.
both grounded. I'm gonna put you both in timeout. We're gonna mute both of your mics.
Scott's not mad. He's disappointed in you both.
Very disappointed.
I know.
All right, the final worst music trend. I wouldn't say it's number one. It's just a list, you know. But the last one, nursery rhymes. All these fucking songs that have to say A, B, C, D, E, F, U, and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Bitch.
Songs that spell things.
Just nursery rhymes in songs now.
That doesn't. Is it more? It's more common now. Basically, is that what they're saying?
It's happening too often.
Because I
don't know. I like that. I like the A B C D E F U song. That was a fun little ditty.
A B C D E F U.
Well, like once or twice.
Not like
is okay,
that.
But
and your mom.
I heard a cover like that. Actually,
it was over 10 years ago now. But I remember Pitbull did a song where he literally counted in English.
You can stop right there. You can stop right there.
Scott's not a fan of Mr. 305.
It's Pitbull though. Like, can you respect Pitbull as a legit musician?
I like that one song they did for WrestleMania that one year, but that's it. And they also had 2 other people in the song. So
I don't know who that was.
I don't have Pitbull beef. He seems like an all right guy. I was gonna say that I'm really good at spelling the word bananas. Shout out to Gwen.
Thank you, Gwen Stefani.
Oh yeah,
but spelling in songs and nursery rhymes are way different. Like,
I see
twinkle twinkle little bitch. Like, come on, dude, get a little.
There is a difference.
Sounds like Cardi B or Nicki Minaj.
Leah Kate
and Kelly.
Don't know that
Leah
one.
Kate, which is probably Cardi B or Nicki Minaj.
They were a TikToker.
Version 3.
Pretty sure.
That's why I don't know them.
A lot of TikTok songs here. A lot of TikTok songs. TikTok has taken over the music industry.
Oh, really?
I think that's really like that's
me.
the overarching theme here. TikTok has taken over the music industry. That's all there is.
I like Cardi B. Why do you get Cardi beef, Steven?
I don't like any.
WAP's a great song.
Why you got Cardi beef?
I don't like
WAP is WAP.
Wop wop.
What is about like? I'm gonna
question. I'd love to answer the question.
Trying to
finish
lyric.
Please.
So Stevie, tell us about how you hate Cardi B. Stevie,
Yeah.
Cardi B.
Why hate female
Cardi
rappers?
B, why you hate Cardi B?
Why hate female rappers, Steve?
Oh,
Listen. There are female rappers that I like.
Name one.
Like who?
None of them came out in the last 15 years.
It doesn't matter. Name one.
Lil' Kim, Missy
Okay,
Elliott.
so do I.
Okay, fair. Megan Thee Stallion.
So why
There's
do you
right there.
hate modern day female rappers?
So it started with Iggy Azalea.
That's not a good place to start.
Iggy Azalea, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B, to me, not saying everybody, because I know there are people that like those artists, but to me, they all sound like the same person.
I mean, that's all rap.
Which means they don't sound like that at all, and that they're putting on this act to sound like that. Kind of like when you listen to heavy metal and there's that talking part in the middle of the song. They always sound the same. They're always like, you know.
Can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you?
It's all the same tone.
Can I be honest with you?
Always.
I would venture to say there are about 20 rock bands that sound exactly the same too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're
So,
not
like,
talking about that. We're talking about female rappers.
But I'm just saying, if that is your only argument,
it's not the only argument. I can keep going.
Okay, go ahead. What else you got?
All right. They're all whorish, and I have no need for that in music. I don't need to hear songs.
You listed off
about
Lil' Kim as an artist you liked, and they are pretty much copying and pasting Lil' Kim and Trina from the past 15 years.
True. I mean, Lil' Kim did come to a award show like naked with just Trina on her.
100%.
Yeah, but see,
Britney Spears,
you're not
Christina Aguilera.
You're not letting me finish.
Okay. No, go ahead. Finish.
The point is, there are too many boxes checked off as to why I don't like those modern rappers. I can't relate to it is another reason. I mean, I can relate more to Lil' Kim because that came out when I was in that style of music more predominantly, like in the early 2000s and late 90s.
This has always been a thing that I hear about rap music, and I should clarify.
But you are right.
Most rap music I can't relate to either. But that doesn't mean I don't love hearing people say hilarious shit in rap songs. I can't quote the lyric exactly, but there's a lyric in WAP where it's like, I want you to hit the dingly dangly thing in the back of my throat. And I fucking laugh my ass off. It's one of the greatest. And I keep bringing up like Wet Ass Pussy because it's a fucking killer song.
Macaroni in a pot.
like
it's an actual
bring a bucket and a mop. Like there's so many, and that song has Megan Thee Stallion, who is a fantastic rapper, and Cardi B, also a fantastic rapper. Nicki Minaj, she kind of paved the way for all that. Her verse on Monster is a fucking classic unto itself, but it's like a horseshness. That's a weird one. I'm not going to touch that, but I will say that all of the above mentioned rappers, sans Iggy Azalea, but all the above rappers are all just like fantastic at their craft. Like Cardi's great. Megan Thee Stallion is like one of the best rappers alive, if you ask me, of current times. And then it's just like, I don't know. Like it's like a lot of things in life. I can think of worse examples, but these are not examples that I would say are worse. In fact, I'd say these are probably things we're celebrating. Also, the Megan Thee Stallion sandwich at Popeyes looked kind of good, though I never tried it.
I just want to clarify, I do like rap music.
Like what?
Like what?
Lil' Kim, Missy Elliott.
What about modern? Shouts out to Missy Elliott, also fantastic.
Modern rap,
another
that
excellent
I like.
female rapper.
Okay, modern rappers that I like: Kendrick Lamar.
Everybody says that though. Like if you don't
That's
like
why
Kendrick Lamar, you just don't like music.
It's a
period.
list, bud. It's a list. May I proceed?
Well, let me just say this.
I love rock. I love rock music. So you know,
Okay.
I love the Rolling Stones, the Who. He is. He does. Yeah, get
J.
deep.
Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Russ, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Yeah, I guess he's like a Latino rapper.
Yes.
He's one of the most popular rappers out there right now, if you count global.
All music is global.
You know what I mean?
Damn, Scott.
Jason's computer stopped recording. What should I do?
Did it?
This is a result of hardware limitations. First, close all running apps and tabs and rejoin the studio. If on laptop, make sure it's plugged into a wall outlet. If your camera has auto light exposure, turn this feature off.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
There
But yeah, I do.
Jason.
I do like
He's
rap.
going to call us in.
I do like rap, man. It's just I need stuff that's more like lyrical, challenged, story driven, something with a point, not necessarily.
He's back.
I got some good pussy.
Apparently,
I don't relate to that.
Apparently, we were grilling Steven so hard about this that the internet got angry at me. That's clearly what happened here. I think it's.
He got so angry.
Well, basically, what I was.
I'm not grilling him. I'm just trying to understand where he's coming from. I think the overarching statement that you really could have made that would have stopped this whole 10-minute conversation was, I just don't dig that music. It's just not into it.
Yeah.
You guys asked me for reasons.
That's a reason.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. Like, there's some stuff I just don't like.
I can't relate to it. I mean, that was one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's fine.
But to bring it back, that's more of a broad statement in music in general.
And then you guys made me feel bad for not liking Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Well, I mean, I think there's a good song everywhere, but this is something that I hear often about rap music, but I think it's applicable to all music. This whole thing about like, I can't relate to something, so I don't like it. And it's like, I don't want to like eat people, but I like Cannibal Corpse, you know? Like, I think it's just like, to me, all music boils down to like a vibe as it relates to the thing. And it's like, you know, like for me, like, let me give some examples of rappers I think are really good right now. Boldy James comes to mind. He's like, talking about one of those atmospheric rappers alive. Boldy James is number one. Danny Brown, and all this, and like there's a ton of other ones, and of course Kendrick, like, you know, shows up Kendrick. But yeah, I forgot
I forgot about Post Malone too. I do like Post Malone.
Posty, hey, you know, I have a really weird memory about White Iverson. I was like sitting on a curve at a hotel, middle of fucking nowhere, when I was like working on pipe organs, and this all white Lexus, blacked out, pulls up. White Iverson's blasting. Door opens. A very attractive woman. Not sure what he was doing there, but she just gets out of the back seat, walks by me, walks inside the hotel, all white Lexus, just pulls off. And it was just like, for every time I think about it, I'm not sure what she was going to do, but it was just a moment that I'll never forget in my entire life. And White Iverson was blasting out this car. It was a nice car too. But
all right. And on that note, let's move on. We are going real long today, so we need to tie this episode up into a tight little bow. So let's move on into our New Year's resolutions, and we're gonna have to run through them real fucking fast because we kept talking about the Scion IQ.
Listen.
And then I feel like I feel like my camera cut out longer than I must have blacked out for 10 minutes is what I'm trying to say. Anyway.
It's probably true.
It's podcasting.
All right, so New Year's resolutions. We're going to do this real fast. Who wants to start? Who even put any together? You may only have one. You may have multiple. Jason wants to start, apparently. Just in case we lose you again, Jason, start. You just want to cook more?
Just cooking more. Just cooking. That's all. Cook stuff.
That's good.
Eat less fast food. Cook more food.
Just cooking.
That's all.
I like that.
Do more push-ups.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do more push-ups.
Stay employed.
Cook more. Jared, what do you got?
Be more active outside of work.
Nice.
That's good. Stevie, what you got?
To eat less bad food like fast food and stuff, and fix my credit.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Based.
So I could buy.
I've got 4, but they're 4 quick ones. So I've been working out the past like 4 or 5 months. So I want to continue doing that,
LFG.
but do it more often. I've been doing like 3 days a week. I'm going to try to up it to like 4 or 5 now. Focus on getting my vocals back in shape so I can start singing more. I want to read more and spend less time on the fucking phone.
Inshallah.
Which I feel like I say almost every year. But
we've all said it every year.
And it's so hard to do. It really is.
This is why I stay off of TikTok. 100% why. I don't need more.
True.
So you can have more time for YouTube.
Yeah.
I was almost thinking if I get a watch, not a smartwatch, but just a normal watch, I feel like I would not need my phone as often, and I could just like start.
That's why I wear a
doing
watch.
Things where I leave it. Yeah.
The reason why I wear a watch is because it keeps you from having to pull your phone out to look at it, check the time.
I got the smartwatch, but I like it because it like makes me want to hit my goals every day, fitness wise.
I've got to take my smartwatch back to the store and talk to a genius about why it wanted to call 911 over and over again until it shut off.
Well, that's
that was a glitch in the Apple Watch. Actually, I heard about that.
Oh my god!
Dude. I heard a story about that.
Yeah, I was out on a job site when it happened, and it kept beeping, and I had gloves on, so I couldn't swipe it to turn it off.
Oh shit!
And so like it went through. I was like, by the time I went through, my glove finally came off because we were digging in the dirt. Yeah. And so like I clicked it off before it actually went through, I thought. And what gets me is the delay between when that call from my watch went through and when they called me back to see if I was okay is stupid long time. We're talking like 30 minutes
dead
before
yet?
They checked in on me.
He's dead.
Wow.
And then like after that, like it would start doing the siren noise. I'm like, no. So I thought it was like the long button push. I was like, no, that's already deactivated. So I have no idea what the phone did or the watch did. So I shut it off thinking, turn it off, restart it. All it does is blink the fruit logo and turns back off. Then the fruit logo comes on and it turns back off. So I've been sans watch for about 2 months now. Damn. And I still look at my wrist.
You look at it longingly like
no, it's one of the things like someone goes, hey, what time it is? And I look at my watch, my wrist, and I'm like, oh wait, hold on, I gotta find my phone.
I feel naked without a watch. I have to have one at all times. This is a new $20 G-Shock I got. This thing. It's red.
I know what you mean about looking at a watch to see what time it is, because if you look at your phone to see what time it is, more than likely you're going to get lost in other notifications. That's kind of like why I bought a clock for my room. That way in the middle of the night, I could just peek at the clock and see what time it is instead of like looking at my phone, because then you just get lost in the shuffle.
Lost in the sauce.
I've always worn a watch because I need something to keep me on time when it comes to work more than anything else. Like I can always look at my watch and know I have like 30 minutes to go like take a dump or make coffee before a meeting kind of thing. Like it always keeps me on time. I highly recommend it.
The original.
You still drinking 32 ounces of coffee a day?
Nah, I mean, I don't know if kinda ish, maybe. Yeah, I do. Apparently, I drink
about to have a coffee intervention.
It sounds like denial.
That'll be 2023's first episode.
I'm not sure how people
intervention for Jason.
Function.
Cutting down on coffee.
Going without nicotine's not that big of a deal. Going without coffee is not fucking happening. It's just not.
What about going without YouTube?
Me. I'm going to try to cut back in 2023 and actually watch some more shit, like some more TV shows and less videos about people playing video games. That's a goal of mine. I need to finish like the Cyberpunk.
Less like a 12-year-old and more like a 30-year-old.
I'll try.
I have this fascination with watching unboxing videos on YouTube. I'll be sitting there like, I wonder what it looks like to unbox that cell phone.
I've never had that desire, even once in my life.
I like a lot of lame shit, man.
I wish everything was sent to me in like a simple like plastic.
Don't you dare call Lil Kim lame shit.
I don't think she's lame.
I don't.
Shouts out to all female rappers.
Let's close this sucker out. 4. Let's close it out. All right, let's close this sucker out with best week of the week. And I mean, this week's best week of the week, since it's New Year's and we're about to have some Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, Ryan Seacrest, man. He's going to have the best week of the week because all eyes are going to be on the Seacrest when that big-ass ball still continues to drop out of the sky in New York for some reason. Like, why that even started is still a thing, I don't know. But do people even still watch those New Year's shows, or they basically just like count down on their
most
smartphones
people turn it on with like 2 minutes left so they can see it.
Feels
Then you realize that the time delay is off.
Yeah,
so
it always is.
See midnight, and then they're still counting down.
Got to go off the
watched
atomic
that,
clock.
2 times in my whole life.
Oh, I watched it every year just about. This year, Duran's going to be on, though, so that'll be kind of cool.
I'm in.
I do dig some Duran.
Are they going to play Hungry Like the Wolf?
Rio and blah,
they might.
Blah, blah,
blah. And also, New Edition's going to be on, too.
New Edition.
Girl, you know it's true.
Poison?
No.
That girl is poison. Oh, yeah.
I remember Chris Turkleton dancing to that.
Girl, you know it's true is not New Edition.
No, it's not. It's Milli Vanilli. Girl, you know it's. Girl, you know it's. Girl, you know. Oh, shit. Fucked up.
All right, well, that's all we got for you this week.
I'm out of podcast juice.
Girls and guys, you know it's true. We are literally long today, super long. Hope you enjoy the long episodes because that's kind of where we're at right now.
That's brought to you by Scion IQ.
It really is.
Let me apologize. I need to apologize to Ashley. I don't know what sound I made that scared the fuck out of you, but I'll make sure to like put the attack time in the compressor on this one real fucking short.
We're gonna apologize to everybody that listened and heard the hard P.
It's only been one person reporting it, but
I'm sure everybody else has heard it too. So,
it was a
anyways, appreciate you guys listening. Make sure you tell a friend. You can hit us up on social media at TWTPcast, and we're on YouTube.com/@talkingwithouthinking. We're on there too. So everyone have a happy new year, and we'll see you with the next one in 2023. See you.